tip-off at 8. And former NFL Antonio Brown facing a charge of a
We're going to have some fun tonight. I don't know what topics we'll get into. We'll try to do the sports, even though there weren't many sports storylines today. You know how it works here on the Joe Show. No Skaz tonight. Skaz enjoying himself, the nice little long U.S. Open. So Ryan Garvin is in tonight, and I'm sure we'll be I was trying to think of a bit for you, like starving like Garvin, or like, riffing with
Ryan.
With Ryan.
You had another nickname that you tried to.
What was that?
It was very pirate themed.
Garvin. Oh yeah, that's right.
Still not sticking. But no, I know Skaz likes to observe Friday the 13th. It's a holy day for him. So no, I'm totally happy to be here.
So here we go. Full show tonight until 11 o'clock. Feel free to check in. I believe we're on YouTube as well. So just go to youtube.com, search 98.5 The Sports Hub, and you can join the chat. And I like to read the chats. So if you go in there and you write, and I see you, I will always at least recognize you. And normally it's other people having their own conversations, but I like to get in on that as well. All right, 617-779-0985. So where do we go? Where do we start? Is it Garrett Crochet versus the Yankees? Is it the Red Sox potentially trying to win 2 in a row versus the Yankees? Because, I don't know, something's different for me with this Red Sox team. What I mean by different, and I was getting into this last night, a lot of young guys are on the team right now. You got 3 rookies that you've been awaiting in Campbell, Meyer, and now Roman Anthony. But you also have veterans in there. Well, Lucas Giolito pitched the other night, threw more fastballs. Walker Buehler the other night threw more fastballs. And as you know, I love to say, throw the gas, not the ass. But have you noticed that there's a difference there? And I date back to last week where, Alex Cora was defeated. They lost another 1-run game. It was on a bad throw. Another bad throwing error and decision that really cost the team. But Cora was defeated. I don't know what I can do with these guys. Maybe it is me, and I'm the problem. That's at least, I don't know, some sort of acknowledgement from Cora that he is not getting the job done. But I wonder if there was a message. Right? If you think about the Red Sox in a nutshell, there's an owner that's absentee. I'm going to tell you, John Henry, absentee. Now, did he get on a plane to go meet Rafael Devers? Absolutely.
Flew to Kansas City.
Of all places, got off his yacht and went there. But Sam Kennedy is the guy that runs the Red Sox. And again, you think whatever you want about him, but that's the guy. We know about how many people that they actually interviewed for the GM job, and they gave it to Breslow, who was like the 20th option. But at some point, like, do people want Alex Cora to just run the team? Like Bill Belichick used to do, be the general manager and the manager of the team. That doesn't happen in baseball often. It just doesn't happen. And normally, the general manager chooses who he wants to be his manager. But again, I blame Alex Cora for that because you didn't have to sign a 3-year contract.
Maybe he does like a Pete Rose and he'll hit and then pinch hit for himself and then go back to managing.
That could be interesting. But no, I mean, there's a divide. Right? This drive line and certain pitches and not caring about your defensive zone. And it's too much. And you know why it's too much? Because there's too many kids on the major league team. You know, guys like Alex Cora and some of these coaches, they don't have time for the young kids. They don't have time for that. But you know who else doesn't have time for that? Lucas Giolito, Walker Buehler, Aroldis Chapman, who throws gas anyways. But I don't know, Garrett Whitlock. How about some of these other guys? Wilson, out of the bullpen. Free agent that came in here. You know, Weissert. Weissert's got good stuff, but when he throws the changeup, that's when he gives up the home run. I'm just curious. Was there a shift in philosophy this week? I'm also curious if they can beat the Yankees again in a series. You know, winning 2 out of 3 and winning on Sunday Night Baseball and winning the way that they did with hitting the ball, which I didn't even really get into on that regard. You know, I think the Red Sox in general this year were trying to teach the team something or have some sort of new approach that did get more home runs. But we're starting to see it now. So I don't know. Like, do I credit the drive line and some of their new approaches to that? Or did they just say, screw it, and started doing their own thing? That's where you're at as a Red Sox player. That's where you're at as a coach or a manager on this team. Do you believe, do you trust in the philosophy of Craig Breslow and company? I'll tell you this much. No. But Alex Cora has been saying some interesting things this week. One of them is, got to do what's best for the team. Have they been doing what's best for the team or the players? No, they haven't. They've had rookies playing out of position, guys who can't play first base playing first base. There's just not a lot of what's best for the team going on, is all I'm trying to say. But this week, something has changed. I'm almost curious with all the rookies that are in here and all the young players, if they just told the guys, do what you do what you know, while the veterans have been like, screw you.
I play third.
Yes. He does play third, that guy too. He's hitting the baseball. Should I mention that Abraham Toro has been way better than Tristan Casas, or should I just leave that one alone?
I mean, we won't tell anybody that that's what you're thinking.
Because it's a fact. But the whole lefties out of the lineup thing, what's best for the team? What is best for the team? Well, tonight, no Marcelo Meyer. No Jaron Duran. Garrett Crochet's on the mound. Don't you want, I don't know, your best fielders out there, some of your better hitters in the lineup? Again, 2 pitches, or we got 2 pitches through the game, 2 outs, 2 ground balls to the middle of the infield. So I like that because they're making their plays. They're also wearing those what are those new City Connect?
The Green Monster City Connect.
I like those. I like those very much. Was there a screw it? Has there been some sort of identity throughout that clubhouse that looks at it and says, I think we're going to go with Alex Cora? who, by the way, has lost them many games this year. These one-run games that they've lost, they would be a playoff team if they won half of them. Half. I don't even want. Give me like, what's a little bit more than a third? Can you give me a third? I don't want half. How about a third? Something's changed. I don't know what it is. But no one's looking at this as a development year, at least not Alex Cora.
That's not what all the 20-something Red Sox fans were screaming when they signed Alex Bregman.
That's right.
Oh, that's a great bridge piece.
You know why? Because they were serious about playing in October. The way they've been playing this year, they're not serious about playing. They can't be serious. You know why? Because guys don't know how to field ground balls. Guys don't know what base to throw to. They should have learned that in A-ball.
In Worcester.
Yep.
Not even in Worcester.
A-ball, Salem.
Portland.
You
probably do that in Portland.
That's
You
right.
show up
I learned it at Parkway Little League, and then learned it at Hyde Park, and then in high school, right? And then at the next level. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I've learned it. I mean, again, I wasn't like a first-round all-overall draft pick that just gets right up to the ranks.
You would expect that the number one prospect in Major League Baseball wouldn't be out in front of media and everybody to see practicing routine ground balls like that.
I will say this: the ground ball to the outfield that was tough to watch, but the angle. Mike Greenwell used to put his knee down, if you remember. So if the ball came up, it hit him, it was still stayed in front of him, right? I mean, again, that was 1989.
Do you think Roman had like Field of Dream music and he's like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to throw this guy out at third. And oh my God, the ball.
No, you know what it was? I think he's just been so great at everything that he thought he could just go and do it because he's good.
Maybe he's reading his press clippings. Ooh, I am the savior.
No, I think, why is he playing right field? The other thing was there was a home run the other night. Well, I think if he knew how to play it, he could have caught it. He just couldn't read it right, and it was a home run. Here he is again in the big series with Garrett Crochet, and he's playing right field.
There is an argument. And look, I understand why. Like, you don't want to. They had the thing with Christian Campbell. They played him in front. They tried Christian Campbell at all these positions. It didn't work out. What I think is really weird is you want Rob Refsnyder in the lineup because he's great against lefties. Fine. Rob Refsnyder has played more right field than left field for you. So I don't think it would be so crazy. I don't think it's so unheard of to go, okay, Rob, you're going to sit here. Roman, you played a bunch of left field. You can go play left field. And then once Wilyer Abreu comes back, once we figure out if Jarren Duran needs more than a day, then we can go from there if they want to take this day by day by day. But even just to start the game, I don't really understand like why they're setting their outfield the way they're setting it.
Well, just remember, Ryan, they're doing what's best for the team. Right? So if Rob Refsnyder's a right fielder, but they're playing him out of position, just remember they have two guys.
They get two guys out of position.
Out of position with your best pitcher on the mound. Again, try to make sense. But all I can tell you is I'm seeing a shift. Positive shift. I don't know. Like right now, do you credit the hitting for the new approach? Because I credit the pitching to saying, screw you, Andrew Bailey. Those veterans there,
well,
they're like, we're going to throw fastball. Screw whatever you're trying to teach us.
Like Brian Bayo might go, yeah, okay, I'll get with the program, even though you keep changing the program every single season. But no, I think that's a fair point, Joe, that Walker Buehler's like, I've had success in October. When is the last time you guys have had any relevance in October? Like, let me get through my stuff.
Well, as Cora says, he's been doing this since 2018. He's been doing it this way for
day one of the job.
For very, very, very long
Came
time.
in eager beaver, ready to learn.
All right, well, I have the today's Slack at 7:13, 2025, if you've noticed that. It's 6:13, 2025. So good thing I didn't do that when we do musings later on tonight and we give out birthdays. So, all right, we'll leave it off there. Something changed. And the Red Sox struck out, they got out of the side and struck out Judge. So here you go. Rob Refsnyder leading off tonight for the Red Sox. We'll leave it there. You want to get into some Sox. And, there is now talks about some of the move the Red Sox could make. Again, tonight is whatever you want. I have storylines and I can cover it. I can handle content, all right? What do you guys got out there? 617-779-0985. I'm Joe Murray. We got Ryan Garvin in for Skaz tonight. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
cannot play them all. Play Roman today. Feel the matchup is a good one. Ref leading off, Roman hitting third. Just kind of like felt like it's the right one for this matchup, and then we'll decide tomorrow what we're gonna do. We'll take it day by day, and they're gonna get at bats. They will. Everybody will. We just have to make sure. With Jaron, it was also too. He's been playing a lot. Giving him 2 days is good. You saw him limping the other day after a swing. The slide at third. So it's not that he's grinding physically, but it's good for him to have two, and we'll go from there.
All right, manager Alex Cora today before the game. Red Sox have come to town, taking on the Yankees. Well, the Yankees have come to town. So I can understand Jarren Duran getting the day off. They got the day off. They had the day off yesterday, and then he's not playing today. So I get that one. They need him for the long haul. Not to mention, he was limping a little bit. I'm sure that they're going to have to make some sort of roster move in a week or so. So when Abreu comes back, maybe they can try to sneak in another day for him. But at some point, it's going to be difficult to keep all these guys out of the lineup. Now, I want to just disclaimer here when I give this take. I did try to credit Alex Cora for the changes. Like, Alex Cora is the one that the team is listening to and believes in, not so much what the general manager's philosophy is. So, disclaimer, when I give you this take, I just credited Alex Cora. But you would think after someone hits 2 home runs in a game, the swing's going pretty well, It's like at the blackjack table, Ryan. If you hit 2 hands in a row or 2 blackjacks in a row.
I am walking away having a sensible evening, of course.
Well, that's exactly the situation here.
Yeah, that's how Alex Cora plays.
That's what just happened. They basically said, hey, man, you just walk away from the table. You did well. We'll give you 2 days off.
Chips, please.
Because no, man.
No, I don't need anybody to walk me to my car. I am totally okay with this.
I hit blackjack twice in a row. We're doubling down, baby. Because that's how you got to roll. It's just how you do it.
So Marcelo Meyer would be...
Yes. So instead...
Dice?
No. Instead, they said, hey, man, you take those 2 blackjacks and you just put that in your pocket and go, for a couple of days. You just wait it out.
How about a complimentary drink in the form of
That's
Roman
right.
Gonzalez?
Oh, yeah, that's what we want. It's like the new dealer coming in after the table.
Same great taste, but not as filling as a guy who's an everyday first baseman.
Yeah, he's a cooler, if you ask me. I never like that when I'm at the table and then we're rolling and then they bring in somebody else and it's like, you want me to? I'll tip that guy. Oh, you give me a blackjack, I'll tip you. But you bring in the cooler, I'm out. See ya.
Here's your new dealer. His name is Austin Toro.
Yes, Abraham.
Abraham. Oh.
How could we forget?
Please forgive me, Red Sox fans, that I don't have.
Hey,
in defense of Abraham Toro, he has played very well.
Better than Tristan Casas. Better than. Facts, yes. Marcelo Meyer has been playing third base in the lineup since being called up on May 24th. And Cora's had his best game ever. They had an off day yesterday, but they said, nope, you're not playing today. But Roman Anthony is in the lineup. And, again, how hard is it to sit Marcelo Meyer? Well, Toro is playing great. And Romy, first base. They're good at their job. He'll play third tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Toro's playing third and Romy's playing first.
There you go.
So they're doing a good job, too. Most likely he'll play third tomorrow. But this is where we at. We got 13 good position players, and we'll use the roster to our advantage.
That's good news.
Best for the team?
Well, they got 13. Didn't you hear him say they got 13 good position players?
Is that what's best for the team?
There's only 8 positions. I mean, my God, they got a wealth of great baseball players.
And a DH, right?
Of course.
Well, technically,
less spots to fill.
Yeah.
But we all know Devers isn't moving. But no, that's great news.
Well, Anthony got the green light to play tonight. Felt like the matchup was a good one, he said. Keep your eyes on this, everybody. If this is what... Listen, Cora said he's been doing this since 2018. So if this is what's best for the team, let's find out. Hey, I don't want to knock it yet. We got until 11 o'clock tonight to do all that. I just wanted to set the table that I think things are shifting in the Cora direction. They're working. It doesn't make sense to me to sit Marcelo Meyer tonight. Duran, I'll give him. The Duran one makes sense. But guy who just hits 2 home runs, give him 2 days off in a row, and he'll be back out there tomorrow. Okay, he is right. Toro's hitting. Romy, fine.
Romy's a nice player. Like, if anybody's looking at Roby Gonzalez and going, that's the reason right there that this team is under 500, you're out of your mind. Like, no, I know I'm making jokes, Joe, but they do have like a good group of guys. It's just the platoon situation with this team. It's like every position now. It makes you pull your hair out, especially when the guys that are being platooned just had 2 home runs, are the future of this team. It would be really great to see what these guys could go and do against a good Yankees team.
I just think we might need a little bit more urgent. We might need to see a little bit more urgency. But, again, Cora has been doing this since 2018.
Here comes the tough part of the quote.
Well, Torres playing third and Romy's playing first. So they're doing a good job, too.
I wonder how Garrett Crochet feels about that.
Well, there's so many layers with like what the dynamics could be like in this clubhouse, Joe, because you go, I wonder what Garrett Crochet thinks about this lineup. I wonder, and I think that's a very legitimate point, I wonder if there's anybody behind the scenes that's advocating for Marcelo Meyer going, what are you doing? He's hot right now. He just had 2 home runs, and you want to sit the kid?
Yeah.
Is there a veteran that's
baby.
like, he needs to go in. He needs to play. Like, let's get him some experience. Because I don't think Marcelo Meyer is in a position where he's going to start advocating for himself. Not overly common for the rookie to go, you know what? I think I need some more role here, Skip. Why don't you go throw me in there, and I'll go figure out my position.
Yeah, well, he gets to get a nice little seat tonight to watch Garrett Crochet pitch, and he doesn't have to worry.
The sunflower seeds and bubblegum.
Oh, my God, dude. When I played ball,
back in
it was all sunflower seeds, baby. If I didn't like somebody, well, I shouldn't say that. If I was a very competitive opponent, I wouldn't spit them on them, but it would go in their direction. And I would just say, hey, focused. So if it comes near you, it's just because I'm focused.
I mean, have you seen the antics that the Oilers and the Panthers are spraying each other with water and taking equipment away? I'd say you were like ahead of your time then.
I got a couple of takes on that. We'll tease that for a second here, but I never was the bubble gum guy. When we were in Little League, know what was out when we were in Little League? Remember like Warheads?
Yes.
And
you would always you wanted those black cherry Warheads because those were like, guys, I know a kid who had to go to the hospital because he had 2 black cherry Warheads. No, don't do it. My mom will get pissed.
But we had Warheads. Remember the fireballs? I'm trying to think of what else.
We call that leftover Halloween candy.
But that's what we had in the dugout because we had a concession stand that would serve candy. So like you could get
Lions Field.
This was Parkway Little League, whatever it was called. They had 3 fields: Prott, Bunker, and McDonough.
Lions Field, right there on Com Ave, right by the Pike.
And but yeah, we used to the Warheads though. That was those were the big boys. But gum never really. But yeah, we used to have in high school they supplied sunflower seeds to us. I don't know how. We had a really
taxpayer dollars.
We had again. I went to Catholic school, but yeah, we also got a bat. Somehow we got one of those like, I'm not going to say it was a torpedo juiced up bat, but definitely we hit the ball longer with that thing. That was a.
Hey, can we check some birth certificates around here?
No,
These kids are crushing
I will tell you though that happened in Little League. Oh yeah, dude. Oh, I could tell you about times where people wondered how old I was. I was bigger than everybody else as a kid. Where'd you get this kid from? It happened all the time. The Red Sox, things are heating up as far as maybe some trade talks. Of course, there's targets out there. Jim Bowden, reading from The Athletic today that only 5 teams are 10 games or more out of a wild card spot. A's, White Sox, Pirates, Marlins, and Rockies, and none of them have a lot to dangle at the trade deadline. Most of the contending teams will be waiting to see what direction buying or selling for teams like the Orioles, Braves, Red Sox, Rangers, and Diamondbacks. Those latter 5 clubs are loaded with talent to make game-changing trades. And this is what he wrote about the Red Sox. I'm just pulling that up real quick as I'm scrolling through it. But I would say that if the Red Sox aren't in the mix, there are players that we've discussed tonight that I think other teams should look into. When it comes to the Red Sox itself, though, like Jarren Duran's probably got to be a name that's out there. I like the guy. I think he can get you a pitcher in return. I'm not ready to give up on Abreu by any means.
I think I'm ready to give, and not because like I think he's a bad player. I just don't understand how we're in year 3, year 2.5. Fine, if you want to really nitpick, but we're on year 2.5, year 3 of Wilyer Abreu never getting the opportunity to hit against left-handed batters, and I don't understand how that is going to be of any value when Jarren Duran, who's a perfectly serviceable player, hits lefties and righties.
So I'll say this. I think Wilyer Abreu is one of the only hitters they have that might be able to hit 25, 30 home runs outside of maybe Devers. They don't have another guy that is I wouldn't call Abreu a power hitter, but he's their best outfielder, maybe.
His
Gold Glove wise.
His swing is great. I love him. I love watching the guy when he hits, and it's my frustration because I want to see him hit against lefties.
Yeah,
I think he could do it.
Your preference. You're not like what's best for the team. I don't like speed guys getting older. Like I can give you a list of guys that were speed players when they get that next contract. They like Andrew McCutchen. I love. He's still in the league, I think.
He is. He's with the Pirates.
But like great player early on, right? Had speed, power. But
MVP.
As you go along, you start to lose. Jacoby Ellsbury.
That's
right?
the one the audience is screaming right now. I don't think anybody was sad. Mm-hmm. Oh, the Yankees want to take Jacoby Ellsbury? Okay. Mm-hmm. Be my guest. You can. I don't think there was a lot of Red Sox fans sad about that one.
I know, like I'm giving you different generations now. Like the leadoff hitter sometimes isn't that speed guy. Like I'll give you Johnny Damon for an example, right? Johnny Damon could hit. He was what he was, and it was consistently what he was. So he could always be that leadoff hitter, and when you wanted to give him the money, you knew he was going to play good defense and was going to be a solid leader in the locker room and would hit you anywhere between 270 and above with a little bit of pop. But that's consistency. Though that's not leadoff hitters anymore. Like Kyle Schwarber could be a leadoff hitter, right? There are guys that can just
Paul
be leadoff.
Goldschmidt led off for the Yankees tonight.
There you go. So it is about working counts, getting on base. Like Devers isn't your prototypical second hitter, right? It's just not something that you see often. The reason why I think Duran can net you, because he's proven, right? He's proven.
Yeah,
he's their third. He's their third best hitter.
Yes,
but you trade him, you can get pitching. Abreu, I don't know if people are going to be giving up pitching for Abreu. But you know what, though, Ryan? You make a good case here. What if you got one thing for Duran and one thing for Abreu? And I don't know, you're looking ahead a little bit here. You seeing what the password's doing down in Worcester right now? He's
popular enough to have a very famous nickname.
Hot take. I think he's going to be the best outfielder of them all. Now, I think Roman Anthony will be the guy that everyone thought he was. But of these 4, I think they're going to hit on the password. Jackson Garcia. But this has got 5 home runs now in Worcester. What do they have, a 10-game winning streak or whatever it was? 9-game winning streak going in the last night? I'm just saying.
Nobody wants to play in Polar Park. They get scared when they go to Worcester.
Well, the ball flies. I don't know if you know about Worcester, but in that area.
The ball flies over the hills.
That could be another in or out for later, is the baseball juice, because I know that Evan Drellick, I believe, wrote about that today as well. But it is interesting. Like, if the Red Sox are out of it, Chapman's available. Refschneider's available. Wilson's available. Walker Buehler's available. Like, the Red Sox could capitalize if they're out of it at the deadline. But here's what I want. Crossing Sports, and that's what we do on the night show. We are allowed tonight here to do that. We can cross the streams. Years ago, the Celtics, just across, they tried everything. They went Al Horford, Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving, Gordon Hayward, Kemba Walker, you name it. They supported the young players. There were some of those teams that could have went to a finals and didn't. They competed every year. But one day, Danny Ainge came out and said, you know what? We're just going to build around the young guys. And everyone's like, yeah, right? And it worked. They went to a finals. NBA finals were up 2-1, lost to one of the greatest teams of all time. But they got there. They built around it. They did it. Now, they have those pieces, and they can go out and trade for guys like Porzingis and Drew Holiday and put it together. And this year, they're going to have to get creative again. They're going to have to. The Red Sox, I hope at some point, because you're right, when they got Bregman and made some signings, we thought they were actually interested in being competitive in October. If that is not the case, the kids. Sell the kids because you can build around them. Let Meyer play shortstop every day. Let Roman Anthony play left field, because you notice left field dating back to Ted Williams, Kyle Yastrzemski, Jim Rice, Manny Ramirez.
Swihart.
Have you noticed that history though? You know.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I just stick him in left field and leave him there. Leave Ceddanne Rafaela in center field, and then you know what? Whoever in right. It could be the password. It could be not Ruff Schneider. They're trading his ass too.
Christian Arroyo out there, and Christian Arroyo gave us like this 7-year-old little league. Like, oh God, where's the ball? Please, I just want my mom to pick me up, and I don't want to do this anymore. They will put anybody out there.
Well, someone says respectfully, the black cherry had to be the worst, least sour warhead.
I thought it came in one of those. Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe it was an explosive one.
I defer to YouTube. There's a very enthusiastic candy debate happening in the YouTube chat right now.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've seen a lot of Swedish fish talk, but no, I just remember like it was like a darker color, maybe I don't know, grape or something, but like that was the one. Maybe it was lemon. I don't know. We're talking like the late 90s, guys. I don't remember.
My wheelhouse, Ryan. I'm a 43-year-old man. Okay? I'm a 43-year-old man that I still think I'm a young kid. Right? I got some grays growing in my beard. I just went to the barber. He was plucking them out for me. I'm still a young boy. I'm 43. I'm a man. I'm 40.
43.
But I'll tell you right now, though, Warhead days, you want to give me Woodstock of 94 with the mud people? All right? Or Woodstock 99? Whatever it is.
98.
Give me all the Woodstocks. That's my wheelhouse, baby. Friday the 13th, you want to talk about horror movies? I'm in.
Oh, it was 99.
Jason versus Freddy, I saw that. I went to the movie theater for that thing. You know who won, right?
Didn't Jason pull Freddy? I don't
and
want to spoil
he held Freddy's head. No, spoiler. We spoil.
We spoil?
Oh, not on new stuff. Only old stuff.
Joe, if I had known that, I would have Skaz, you get in here. I will not participate in
Skaz will say that some things we can spoil. Like, I can't spoil The Last of Us yet because nobody's seen it yet. I can't spoil, like, some newer things. But Freddy vs. Jason that came out in, like, 2001, I'm going to spoil that Jason won and cut off Freddy's head. But when he was holding Freddy's head was smiling. So, and I think there was a Freddy vs. Jason 2, but I didn't see it. And now I'm thinking about horror movies. We got to go to break. I'm Joe Murray. We'll have more coming up next. We'll give you the headline as well. And, hey, I was here last night for that hockey game. I have thoughts. I had to work the game. I really worked it.
I won money because of you, by the way.
Oh, really?
That little bad signal you put out in overtime?
Let's talk about that coming up after the headline. I'm Joe Murray.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
All right, Red Sox and Yankees underway right now. Bottom of the second inning, and the Red Sox have a 1-0 lead. Ceddanne Rafaela with an RBI single. A lefty on the mound, so no Marcelo Meyer in the lineup tonight. Jarren Duran getting the night off as well. Red Sox win 1-0, are leading 1-0. Ceddanne Rafaela, 5-game hitting streak for the super utility center fielder. What else is going on today? Hey, the Bruins made a trade. They've acquired defenseman Victor Soderstrom from Chicago in exchange for Ryan Mast and a 7th-round pick. I wonder what that means. Hey, what's going on at the U.S. Open? There were albatrosses yesterday. which I would like to call double eagle. I don't know why we have to call it that. But in golf right now at the U.S. Open, the leaderboard has Sam Burns at a one-stroke lead over J.J. Spahn. And hey, the NBA Finals Game 4 is tonight. Is anybody going to talk about SGA not performing in a fourth quarter, not being good, when Jason Tatum gets all the heat, but SGA gets nothing and won an MVP? But all people want to talk about is how Jason Tatum, all he wants to do is win an MVP and hasn't won one, but they give him crap. But the guy who won the MVP chokes in a fourth quarter and has 3 points and 1 assist and is choked in 2 out of 3 games. But has anybody talked about it besides me?
That exact thing? No, I don't think so.
Thank you. Headlines, they are, and I want some Swedish fish. Headlines, they are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free. So does Awaken 180. Medication free, side effect free, free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray. Nothing's free.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.1. You're listening.
Draisaitl has tied the series with his fourth OT winner in the playoffs. Final score, Edmonton 5, Florida 4 in overtime.
And in the process, what does Leon Draisaitl do, Jack, with his fourth overtime goal in one playoffs? That, my friend,
Is a new league record.
there you
I love the duality of these two.
Overtime.
And in the process, what does Leon Draisaitl do, Jack?
Is that Canadian or is that French? Like process?
Process?
Like who was it who did Patriots? Bill Polian.
Yes.
I hated that. I think he
Patriots.
did that to be a jerk.
Yeah, I think he was doing that to be a jerk, too.
Oh, excuse me. That one slipped right up. That one, no, it's part of the song, right? There it is. Did you hear the splash symbol? When you stopped it, it turned it right back on. It just went right back into the
I
groove.
got rhythm. I'm doing graphics, whatever you guys need.
Anyways, yes, we're in a digital world now where if you don't see it on a graphic, bro, does it even exist anymore? If you don't watch this show live, Joe
Overtime.
And in the process, what?
we should try to find words tonight that we can say funny, like it'll come to us. We can't force it.
No. You think they sit and plan out if they're going to say process? No, that's just spit and written.
I think that
Off the dome piece.
overtime he was waiting for that one. Oh, Ryan, I have levers I love to
Those
pull.
guys. The play-by-play guys practice.
Oh,
Color guys.
when I was first starting out in the world, in the radio world, I used to do some play-by-play back in my day. And then I would do the play-by-play and the color because I was the only one. So I would always go, and he's down, and a 15, and a 10. And I go, what a move from the outside there down the sideline. Well, what we got here, guys, if you look into the corner of the west, I always tried to beat John Madden. And Chris Berman. I don't know how I... Whoa, someone says burp court. I never thought about that. Do we have to call it court, though? Can we call it the burpees? Or like Burpee Island? You know what else happens? And I'm sure we're all normal people here, right? I think. No, I think Burpee Island could be a segment. Like, the burpees. Or...
Just people who burp into a live microphone?
Yeah, because I don't want to call it burp court. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fart court stuff's over for me. My days are over. I was a judge and I'm retired, okay? But Burpee could be something. Burpee Road? I think I know someone who lives on Burpee Road. I don't know why.
Like a Beatles thing?
No, but you ever just, open your mouth sometimes and it's just...
You never know. Sometimes I open my mouth. I have no idea what's going to come out.
No, I don't either. But, no. I'm talking about the gas noises that come out of your esophageal area.
Like, you ever, when a big rig breaks, it's got to, decompress its brakes, and you hear that. That's kind of what happened to you there.
Yeah. I was drinking a Celsius, and then the gas just went...
Everything comes back up.
Now, if I wanted to burp, I can give you a belch. That's why I always like... The one that always gets me is Elf. When he burps for a really long time, and then he just says, "Did you hear that?" I still laugh when I hear that one. I know I've heard it. I know I've seen the movie a million times, but that's one that always gets me. There's the famous burp is, you know what's another thing is the hiccups.
And in the process, what does Leon Draisaitl do, Jack?
Did you hear that? Oh no! If I
You didn't even make it to 8:00,
dude. Back in the day, I know where the show's over.
we're done.
Back in the day, I used to be able to burp the alphabet. I can't do it
You
anymore.
were that guy in school.
Well, I didn't want to be that guy. There was a kid I knew who could make himself fart all the time. He would just suck the air up in his stomach and just fart. And it was funny because he played on the football team, so it was almost as if he was just on the team to fart. And the best part was he'd have to be sitting down, so it made a fart knocker noise. It couldn't be just like a regular one.
No. No, of course not. I knew a kid who could make himself vomit on command, and he did it to get out of doing the president's physical fitness challenge.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were like all lining up to do the mile. He goes, watch this. And next thing I know, there's carrots and peas next to my sneakers. I'm like, that's horrible, man. I really am sad that I know you can do that.
Someone said burp litigation. Too much core stuff.
We're right around
Too much
your
core stuff today.
thing.
We got to stay away from that tonight. I know it's in everybody's face and we can't get away from it, but we can't do it tonight. Can't do that tonight. I can't fart on command. That is something I think it needs to just I get signals. You ever get a signal? Got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Actually on my way in today when I was
You were already late.
I was late. And I texted Matt McCarthy and I said, I'm going to be there at 7:02. My GPS. I was here at 6:59, just so you know. But
So you were actually, we owe you about 2.5 minutes.
GPS said 7:02, but I was early. So I made it at 6:59, took the elevator up. I went to the bathroom because I got the signal. I didn't want to do the first segment doing the pee-pee dance. You ever do the pee-pee dance?
I mean, not as an adult.
Yeah, come on.
But
I
then,
still
you know
do
what?
it now. And sometimes in the bathroom and you got to go.
When I'm here in this building by myself, I'm capable of many things that I can't be held to because there's nobody here to see me do dances or otherwise.
True. We have multiple bathrooms, too. Aaron wants to talk about the process. What's up, Aaron?
Hey, what's going on, Joe? Skaz, big fan. Listen to you guys while I walk the dog every night.
Thanks, dude.
So I worked with a woman from Canada, and she would pronounce process in every meeting we were in, and it would drive me nuts because she'd say it about 20 times a meeting, and I would just want to punch my screen.
So do you ever just say to her, because here's the deal, a process sounds like it's something that takes time, right?
Right.
But a process almost sounds like positive work. Get it?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
do you think they're trying?
positive.
Do you think they're trying to manipulate your thought?
No, I just think they want to try to pretend like they still got some sort of connection to England as opposed to closeness to America, you know?
I don't know people like that, though. What do you do for work?
I'm in sales.
I did sales for a long time, man. Did you have to learn all the
It's a grind.
the Sandler training and Salesforce?
Oh,
and all
yeah.
that? Yeah, bro.
Oh, yeah, Salesforce every day.
I used to do that while I was part-time here at the radio station. I would work a real job and then do this.
That's how it goes, man.
Yeah, get those KPIs up, baby.
Still hit those cold calls, you know?
You got to do it, Aaron. Thanks, bro.
Got to do it. Bye, man.
All right. Yeah, man, used to work in tech sales. We had to make 5 quality calls a day. We have to then write an email at the end of the day about what we did. Well, I had breakfast. The Pop-Tarts were really good. I love the catered lunch that we got from Sam LaGrasse's. Absolutely.
Ooh, you guys are getting Sam LaGrasse's.
Oh, bro, one of the jobs I worked.
Wow, they must have liked you.
No, dude, one of the jobs I worked at, we had a catering program. I used to work for a catering tech company as well that used to bring in the goods.
Would it be catering program or program?
That would have been a retainer.
That's not even the same thing, man.
That would have been a food on retainer. Retainer. Okay, well, one more. How about this? Nick's in the car. Nick.
Hey, what's going on, Joe?
Yo.
Long-time listener. Last time I called, I wanted to apologize. You were talking about dipping sauces, and I started saying something about finger banging them. I got dropped. But
that's okay.
Process is the way that we used to say it in Australia too. I think it's like all British countries talk like that. But I have another word for you that's even better. Instead of saying aluminum, we would say aluminium. So there's another one for you.
You know what's funny? I grew up with this kid from Ireland, and we used to have to wear Adidas, and he would say Adidas. And
Adidas.
He could
Yep.
exactly. And I just was like, dude, can you say it this way? He couldn't. There was no way.
So many words, man. Los Angeles instead of Los Angeles.
Aluminium?
Aluminium.
I wonder what the...
It's tough to say. Aluminium.
I might have to look up some words now that I think, what's another one? Tomato? Do you know anyone
tomato.
Do you know anyone who say... Like, I know people who say potato.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we said that, too.
I do it on purpose, but I say tortilla instead of tortilla.
Oh, instead of filet mignon, it's fillet mignon.
No, out on that one.
So it's a fillet of fish.
A sirloin. A sirloin.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. I feel like now I can find words for this now.
Words that are pronounced differently in other countries.
Conundrum.
I like inventory instead of inventory.
Vehicle versus vehicle.
Sometimes they just use a different word. Like they would come up in the lift and then go do the pee dance in the bathroom. You took the elevator.
That's right. All right, well, we're off and running. It's a Friday night, Friday the 13th.
It certainly is.
And this hour of the Sports Hub has been brought to you by our good friends over at Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month.
Convenient.
No,
you can't do anything with that.
Visit NewEnglandoilChange.com for 15% off your next drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. We'll talk to you right after this. I hated that. I think he did that to be a jerk.
Yeah, I think he was doing that to be a jerk, too.
Oh, excuse me.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. Solak and Bertrand get you through the midday. Joe Murray gets you right through the night.
I actually spoke with women today.
On the
Couple of things regarding the Pacers, who have a chance to go up 3-1 tonight. Game tips off in about 10 minutes. So, Game 4, what does the NBA want to do? They want the extender. Scott Foster, your lead official for Game 4 tonight in Indy. I will tell you right now, can Oklahoma City still win the series? Yes. Are they still favored to win the series? Absolutely they are. And is SGA the best player? Maybe. Maybe. But I do want to just bring up some facts that some people don't want to hear. Every time Indiana has lost a game in the last 3 months, they've come back to win, even if it was the NBA Finals. They got great performances from their bench last night. 2 nights ago, Benedict Mathurin, 27 points. And our buddy TJ McConnell, who's the first player ever with 10 points, 5 assists, 5 steals off the bench in an NBA Final. So I just wanted to throw that in there. History says the Pacers have control. Teams that win Game 3 have an 80%, 81% chance of winning. Here's what I wanted to bring up, though. Fourth quarters. Pacers are outscoring the Thunder 32-18. They did that in the fourth quarter. They held them to 35% shooting. Do you know who didn't play well in the fourth quarter, Ryan Garvin?
I don't think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had a great fourth quarter.
He did not. 3 points, 1 rebound, 0 assists, 0 steals. The MVP of the league. In a fourth quarter, do I have to remind you that he had 38 points in Game 1, but missed 3 straight shots down the stretch, which gave Tyrese Halliburton the ball to then hit the game winner with 0.3 seconds off, and they only led for 0.3 seconds the entire game.
Tyrese Halliburton, who also in that game didn't have a great fourth
He did
quarter.
not. He did not.
Or game in general.
He did not. They also attacked SGA. 23 shots for the Pacers in Game 3. It was the highest amount. They got him involved in actions over and over and over. Also, tell me if this sounds familiar. The Thunder were 1 for 10 their last 6 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Oh, well, gee, if you're asking me, Joe, that sounds an awful lot like, I think it was Game 2 of the Celtics and the Knicks, where the Celtics proceeded to go about 8 minutes, no, not 6. They actually went 8 minutes and didn't score a single point, and I think went 1 for 10 on 3-point attempts down the stretch and lost that game.
It was the 6th worst performance of 6 minutes or less in NBA history. There are some good teams to do it, though. Warriors, Cavs, Heat, they're pretty good teams, right? So I just wanted to bring that up. But finals by quarter. OKC leads the first quarter plus 23. The second quarter, OKC plus 3. Third quarter, Oklahoma City plus 7. Fourth quarters, the Pacers are outscoring OKC by 27 points for the series. Now, if this was the Celtics, who would people be attacking? Jason Tatum. SGA had 38 points in Game 1, right? But they lost. He was great. Game 2, they destroyed the Celtics. Didn't hear a word about SGA. Game 3, SGA sucked. Wasn't good. I am not hearing the same chirps that I once heard for a man named Jason Tatum, who people want to say all he wants is MVPs and cares about numbers. Well, SGA was the MVP and gets a lot of numbers. I've heard people call him the free throw merchant. Merchant.
Put on the list.
Right? I am sitting here tonight calling SGA out.
Someone has to.
Because nobody else will. But you'll get on Tatum, Brown, whoever, for, again, having a triple-double but losing a game or playing bad down the stretch or whatever. I would just like to say that when the Celtics were up 2-1 against Golden State, they lost. They lost to one of the greatest teams of all time, Steph Curry, etc. I don't want to discount the Pacers versus that Warriors team, but they're down 2-1 to the Pacers, who the Celtics swept last year. Who the Celtics did lose to the Knicks, who the Pacers beat. I just want, for those who don't think I say that, but I'm pretty sure the Celtics, who, by the way, won a championship, right? I can't remember, Ryan. Are they the reigning defending champions?
Technically, they're not, but they did win a championship.
So, are they the reigning champions?
As of now, yeah. Because the next champion has not been crowned.
And they have a ring.
They do have a ring.
Does SGA have a ring?
He does not.
Is he trying to get a ring?
I believe he is.
But he's down 2-1 to the Pacers.
Yes, he is.
And he's not playing well.
Not in fourth quarters, no.
And nobody else that I know is talking about this.
Nobody else you know.
That I know. I didn't hear it. Do you listen to any other show? Hey, Scott Zolak called in last night.
Oh, hey, what's up, Zo?
Yes. He was just trying to wind us up, but
Zo had the cast of The Departed read to him today.
I love The Departed.
Oh, Zo's never seen it.
You seriously?
He has not seen it. That's just what they said.
Wait, Zo has never seen The Departed?
That's what he says.
No.
That's what he says. He could be fooling everybody.
How do you not?
That Scott Zolak is a crafty man.
There's a few movies that he's not from here. That's probably what it is.
It could be.
But
he resents.
How about this? I couldn't get away from Good Will Hunting. Right? The New Kids on the Block I couldn't get away from. They were my age.
Uh-huh.
The Town. Right? What's another? The Departed happened here.
Joe Mazzulla has seen The Town 9,000 times. Nobody could get away
I've
from
seen The Town a lot, too. I mean...
not more than Joe Mazzulla.
No. I don't like The Town enough to watch it that way. We have the Cathedral from Boston guy got to call. If he calls, get the dump button ready.
I'm on top of it.
He calls in as Fergie.
Okay. Good to know.
And, sometimes, there's some things we can't play. All right, I have a few words. Anyways, my point is, I am killing SGA.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? Skaz, big fan.
What's up? That's right, your old pal Skaz.
We got one Skaz of the night, even though it's Ryan Garvin tonight. I'm predicting the Pacers again tonight. And I'm going against the Scott Foster. What's the line? Let's get some betting lines.
Ooh, was it... It's been it feels like lazy lines. Five and a half?
Never bet a favorite at 5.5. It's a dead number. Why? What is it tonight? I'm going to look it up right now. Hang on. I'm pulling up the DraftKings app for those who want to pull that up. I do think Halliburton's going to have another big night. He's been an assist merchant. Can I say that?
ESPN. Let's see. Ooh, 6.5. ESPN bet is
6 now at DraftKings. So
I'd take that DraftKings.
I'm going Pacers again +6. Now, I do think that Oklahoma City has been the better team. I mean, look at the numbers. Through 4 quarters, they just choke in the fourth. Couldn't we say that about the Celtics and the Knicks? It's the same. The Thunder are still young. They have a 40-year-old coach who's getting out-coached right now. They have 2 great players in Chet Holmgren and SGA that have yet to go through the grind like this, which is very similar to when the Celtics lost to the Warriors. So I just want to compare. And for the people who say, well, SGA's younger, he's not. I believe Tatum's 2 months younger than SGA. Stop that. Don't like that one. Oh, you're going to start a team. Which one do you want? Well, SGA is younger. He's not.
Actually, SGA just had a birthday yesterday.
Okay, so what is he? How old is he now?
He's
27?
26.
Oh, he's 26. So Tatum and him are a couple months apart. Is that what it is? What are they?
Tatum was born in March, early March. His birthday is a few days before mine. SGA was born July 12th, 1998. So March,
April, May, June. Okay. Well, today's June. So it's his
yeah, you got me doing it.
So
I blame you for
Tatum is a few months older than SGA.
Happy birthday, SGA. This is your fault. You
I
said
did.
the day was July.
I screwed it up. Can I mention another battle? Chet Holmgren's averaging 13, almost 14 points a game. Turner, 13. That was what I said was going to happen. It's about the bigs. And I think that the bigs of Siakam and Turner have been better than Chet and Hartenstein. I have some words that I'd like to share that I wrote down because there's some colleagues that I work with.
Yes.
That say some things sometimes where I just want to because who am I to tell somebody how to speak? I mean, I barely went to college. No, I really mean that. Like, so Joe, you got a low IQ. Yeah. I went to Mass Bay Community College, Connecticut School of Broadcasting.
There's not a radio job in the country where they ask you to bring, your report cards.
No, I know, but we do work with smart people.
Oh,
I think I'm very smart. My IQ might not be up to
It's different kinds of smart.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Like a street smart.
I don't think I'm smart, but you know what though? I don't know it all, but I've done it all. I've done it all, baby. In this business, I've done it all. I'm still here. And I'm still here. Or what's that? Now I feel like I'm Elton John right now. Because I'm still standing. Have you ever seen that video, by the way?
I just pulled it up.
I saw it in Vegas at a hotel while I was waiting in line. I watched that video. It was all videos from like the 70s. Right, final shot versus player. Like I hate that. Who would I rather have? Jason Tatum or Tyrese Halliburton? Jason Tatum. 55
It's not
times.
about who starts. It's about who finishes.
That's right. Well, no. That's a racing.
No.
It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
It's not about where you're at. It's about where you're going.
It's like golf and like, playing pool and other sports. It's not how you start. It's how you finish. Like horseshoes.
Yes. The great sport of horseshoes.
Oh, dude, we used to have a real serious horseshoe in Hyde Park. Imagine that in the city. We'd make our own, pits and everything.
Would those get contentious? I bet they would.
Yeah.
Hey, your elbow is hanging.
Played for skins
over the line.
We actually made
over the line.
We put spray paint on the line, so if your foot had it on there, that's how we knew.
Listen, I had to bring the spray paint today.
Yeah.
Because Nicky keeps putting his damn foot over the line.
No, it's true.
This is what we got to do. I got to be the guy now.
Yeah. No, it's true. It was really, yeah. We used to play for skins.
Listen, this will settle everything. You played for skins?
Oh, yeah, skins. It's like a golf. Yeah, it was skins. Yeah. We used to play a buck a ball in pool. Those are the good old days.
I just did the math, and I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. You go out of business so fast.
Buck a ball. All right, a couple of words that drive me crazy that I hear often. I was guilty of one of them, and I've learned. Innings versus innings. Crochet has pitched 4 innings. No, it's 4 innings.
It's not ENN.
Correct, but 4 innings is what it right? Innings?
Innings.
Yes. How about
you didn't enter the building?
Interview versus interview.
No. You're combining words. We have a word for enter.
No, sir. I think I hear this one a lot more than others.
Interview.
We have an interview coming up.
Would it be an interview with Pablo Torre? Would it be an interview with Caleb Porter? Would it be an interview with, I don't know who.
Well,
Marco
it could
Sturm?
be Cedric Maxwell. Could be, who else?
Burt Breer. Chris Forsberg.
There you go. Now you know what I'm talking about.
I'm a listener.
But I was guilty of inning. It is inning. Garrett Crochet right now, 6 innings. You got to say innings.
Innings. Well, yeah,
but
because it's spelled innings.
I would just like to let you know that in my youth, when I was Joey Murr of the Sports Blast, from 15:10 a.m., I used to say innings.
Nobody ever corrected you.
Well, I had a wicked bad Boston accent at the time, and my dialect was horrible.
Your PD was like, that's fine. It's part of your charm.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, kid, don't worry about it.
Don't ever let this business change you. There's some real creeps in this place. They say inning. No. That's what makes you authentic Joey Murr. You're going places.
Well, when I was writing, I used to write articles here. Well, I still do sometimes. But man, I'd put that thing into what do you call it when you get it checked?
Spell check?
No, not spell check.
Like a grammar check?
Grammarly.
Oh, Grammarly. Oh, the product.
I almost bought a subscription because and then I just would type.
I'm shocked they didn't offer you one where they're like, whoa,
here?
So you can be like our spokesperson for
Grammarly.
Grammarly.
Why, they have guys who went to college who don't need Grammarly.
No, they could spell.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Alex Barth doesn't need Grammarly.
Hoity-toity Alex Barth.
No, that's not a shot. That's a compliment. Compliment. I need Grammarly. Inning. There's more. That was one that I
have one that's in a similar vein to the 2 examples that you had. And I used to argue with a friend all the time about his pronunciation of milk instead of milk. He swore it was a West Coast
like
thing.
Melky Cabrera?
Yes.
The milkman?
Yes, the milkman. Karl Malone. M-I-L-K does not spell milk. And he swore, no, it's a West Coast thing. This is how he said. I'm like, you were 2.5 when you moved out here. It's not a West Coast thing. It's your inability to say simple one-syllable words. Milk.
Mine's been milk.
Milk. You're good. You're fine.
There's words I know I say funny. I have said, instead of a seismic change, I've said seismic before.
Everybody gets tripped up on epitome. It's not epitome. It's spelled epitome, but it's not epitome. It's
the epitome?
It's epitome.
Oh, can I give you another one?
Please.
Hyperbole. People, when they read it, will say hyperbole.
I've never heard. So I want to go to the hyperbole. I don't know what they're doing there, but that sounds like a lot of fun.
No, look at the spell hyperbole.
Oh, yeah, it's the E. It's the language. It can be very confusing if you don't speak it, but I'm telling you, the hyperbole sounds like a place I would want to go.
Now, what about bagel versus boggle?
Who says I've never heard a person in my life ever say boggle.
All right, people. All right, what about pecan versus pecan?
Okay, I see. Yeah, that's... Now we're in the. I feel like that's a regional thing. Caramel, aunt.
How do you say the third day of the week?
Wednesday.
Is there a Z in it?
Wednesday. I don't say Wednesday.
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 Wednesday Adams.
Is it coupon? Or coupon?
I would say coupon.
How do you say the stuff you put on pancakes?
Syrup. Not syrup. I put syrup on my waffles because I'm not getting pancakes. Because I stand with Mitch Hedberg. Pancakes are kind of boring, and waffles are basically pancakes with syrup.
Okay,
tops.
my favorite ice cream is watermelon sherbet.
What's that first word?
Water.
There was like a
watermelon.
Watermelon.
Sherbet. Is it sherbet? Whoa.
Towdy Joe has entered the chat. Everybody.
Is it sherbet or sherbet?
It's sherbet.
Okay. How about caramel? Is it caramel?
I say caramel. I don't think that's
or
the
is it
proper
caramel?
Root and route is the tricky one.
Oh,
like a football play, I'd call it like route running.
Running routes.
But I would say like
routes. Route 9.
Yeah, Route 9, not Route 9. I would love to hear something. Now I want to hear someone say Route 9.
Is it sorry or is it sorry?
It's obviously sorry. Come on.
I could do this all night, Ryan.
It's sorry. I don't know. If there's another way to pronounce it, I've never heard it.
I could legitimately do this all night if you really wanted me to. I don't want to bother anybody, though.
With our pronunciations?
But there are some that I'm guilty of a few of them. Oh, I got one. What type of movie is Friday the 13th?
That is a horror movie. Not a horror movie.
I love horror movies. What did I say? Horror.
You said horror.
Yeah. Is it horror?
It was horror. Horror would be the way it's spelled. But our towny trashing of the English language.
One, because I could do this all night.
Sure.
Is it data or is it data? And it almost goes by the form, right? Well, we have collected the data, but the data says.
So, this is a funny one. I mean, they're all funny, but this is one I stand with. It was the coach of the New York Knicks, not Tom Thibodeau. It was Dave Fizdale. Dave Fizdale had a ranting madman kind of press conference, and he slammed his fist on the ground and said, "Take that for data," and walked off. And I said, "That's how I'm saying it for the rest of my life."
Data.
Take that for data.
Okay. What about the place where you rent books from?
The library.
Because I think people that I know say library.
Library. But then it's like a February. Do you pronounce the T? And if I hear someone say often, I'm like, that's kind of lazy. But if I hear someone say often, I'm like, well, you're trying too hard. Why don't you relax?
Now, a rapper has reached out to me now.
Yes.
I mean, I think it's a wordsmith, a guy who knows how to rhyme, right?
Pronunciation, very important.
Because he says, yo, it's literally spelled sherbet. But I say sherbet.
Is it spelled sherbet?
I actually don't know. I feel like Neil might have to be the judge. Is it sherbet? Is it sherbet? Sherbet? What is it?
Neil says he's always said sherbet.
Sherbet. Thank you.
Like, sherbet. We'll go to the park.
Does he say library or library?
Neil, library or library?
Library. Okay. All right. How about caramel or caramel?
Both ways on that.
All right.
He can't make up his mind.
Is it leisure or leisure?
It's not leisure. We're not getting some freaking lasers attacked as sharks. It's
Are you an adult or a adult?
Oh, neither. Barely. My driver's license would tell you I'm an adult.
Is it often or is it often?
That's the one. If you don't pronounce the T, I think you sound lazy. But if you do pronounce the T, I think you're trying too hard to impress people.
Jeez. Hour or ah?
Hour. It's hour. Now I need the Southie people and the JP people to call in and correct.
No, listen.
Pronunciations.
I grew up in Hyde Park, so people in West Roxbury said different things than people from Jamaica Plain. It's just how it happened. But people from Dorchester will always say it's Dorchester. Dorchester.
My dad was born in Medford, but he never said he was born in Medford. He said he was born in Medford.
There's no R in that
Medford.
one. Nope. Is it New Orleans or New Orleans?
Say New Orleans, right, Neil? New Orleans.
Is it?
Well, I don't have anybody here from New Orleans. You're the best I can do.
Oh, here's another one that I learned in radio.
Yes.
It's Oregon, even though we used to play the Oregon Trail.
The Oregon Trail.
Right? We grew up playing the Oregon Trail.
I think I grew up playing the Oregon Trail. I think I did. That just felt natural. That felt right. Joe?
Did you hear that burp again?
Oh, my God, man.
I know what's going on. I've had a Celsius, and I didn't eat tonight. Do you know that? It's because of the traffic. All right. Be a jerk.
Yeah, I think he was doing that to be a jerk, too.
Oh. 8:38.
Simple Limp Bizkit.
If you need it.
Joe dropping in his own mix.
All right. Well, we could do this all night if you really want to. But I appreciate Sage Francis, who I have been to one of your shows at the Middle East in Cambridge, listening to the show. So thank you, Sage Francis.
It's spelled sherbet. I'm mystified by that.
Sherbet.
I had no idea.
It's a sure bet.
It's a sherbet.
It's sherbet. I love watermelon sherbet. You ever had it?
I like sherbet. I'm not a fan of watermelon, though.
Oh, so you like orange?
Oh, yeah.
Sherbet.
It's been a while, but I bet I would
now,
enjoy a nice orange.
Sherbet versus sorbet.
Oh, my God. Sorbet? How's sorbet spelled?
SORB. Oh, no. What have we done?
I'm, legitimately rocked that sherbet isn't spelled sherbet. It's sherbet.
Sherbet. I may have a watermelon sherbet, please?
I was today years old when I learned that I've probably been saying that word wrong my entire life.
Autocorrect is the worst. Huh? Grammarly and autocorrect. Oh, autocorrect doesn't do some good things for me.
No, we were just extolliating the virtues of Grammarly.
Oh. No, but autocorrect.
How great it is for you.
No.
But not our smart dog.
Autocorrect can sometimes spell the name wrong or assume that you're saying something differently. Out on autocorrect. Not a fan. Anyway, 617-779-0985. That's the phone number if you want to jump aboard. We're here all night long. Ryan Garvin is here tonight. Skaz is not.
Hey, what's going on, Joe? Skaz, big fan.
Thank you.
What's up, Skaz? What's up, Skaz? All right, let's hit the headline here. I'm Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox 1-0 lead right now over the New York Yankees. Top of the sixth inning. Why do I always feel like I see Derek Jeter? But no, it's Aaron Judge. Wow, Crochet is absolutely rocking and rolling through 6 innings. Innings. See? Innings. Right now, Crochet, 6 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, 78 pitchers. You better bring him back out for the 7th. Raffaello with the single in this one to break things open. NBA final right now. Pacers have an 11-8 lead over the Thunder. 9 minutes to go in the first. U.S. Open. Sam Burns has a 1-stroke lead over J.J. Spahn. And the Bruins made a trade today for a guy named Victor Soderstrom for a 7th-round pick and a guy named Ryan Mast. Headline is brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free. So does Awaken 180. Medication free, side effect free, free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray, and I said it right.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
And by the way, back here on 98 Found the Sports Hub, I'm Joe Murray. Well, we're going to do in or out at 9 o'clock, Ryan. How's that? Because we need a whole segment for that.
Okay.
we can't force it in right now.
No, it'd be ridiculous.
But Troop taught me two things. It's manager, not coach, in baseball.
Alex Cora does not like being called Skip.
He's the manager.
He is the manager.
The other thing I learned from Troop, RBI, not RBIs.
I call him sticks.
Roman Anthony's first hit was 2 RBI.
2 sticks.
But
makes me sound like I know baseball.
Just when you're listening, Ryan, and you're going to be working on a lot of shows this summer. Who knows where the hell you'll be?
I don't know.
I mean, you're here with me tonight, so but if you hear, he's got 2 RBIs, I just want to let everybody know it's RBI. Run.
And I won't say anything, but I will be silently judging you.
And listen, if I say something wrong tonight, I want the smoke.
You want all the smoke or just some of the smoke?
All of it. You ready?
This is a Friday show.
Want to take some calls? You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, well, we started. Let's do a little bit of Daniel, my brother. Daniel, how are you, buddy?
Joe, you nailed it with the watermelon. So have you ever had the watermelon roll from Friendly's?
Oh, my God. I love the watermelon roll from
So
Friendly's.
in 2021, they discontinued it. People lost their mind, and now they came out with the watermelon sherbet cake. Still the same thing. Those chocolate little bits look like the watermelon seeds. They'll change your life, my friend.
Are you still in Burlington? Is that where you're from? In Burlington?
I am from Stoneham originally. I live in Burlington.
Dude, I used to live right near the Friendly's in Stoneham, but it's gone.
Oh, yeah. So they're putting something new in there. I'm not sure what's going in there. Well, to be seen.
Another Friendly's.
Well,
That's what I do.
well, there's one Friendly's in Peabody near me.
Oh, yeah, I know that one is on 114.
The Munchie Mania, and man, that little barbecue chicken melt that they have is absolutely unbelievable.
Yep. Remember the fries?
Yeah, the watermelon. Yeah, they were like a waffle fry. Was it?
I think it's a crinkle cut.
Crinkle. The watermelon roll. What I loved about it was when they had the seeds. They were chocolate chips.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a different. They had the Jubilee roll.
The Jubilee roll, but they discontinued it, as he mentioned.
They discontinued in 2020. People lost. My mother gets one like once a week, and she has it in her freezer. Every time I go over the house, there's always one in the freezer ready to go.
The Jubilee roll, watermelon roll, 2 separate rolls, though.
It's the same thing,
Okay,
but they calling one a cake and one not. Right?
And it's spelled water, WATTAMELON.
Water.
I don't know why they call it water.
Watermelon.
Yeah.
Blind melon. Watermelon. No, but it's sherbet. Did you know that? Sherbet?
It is a sherbet. Yep, it is a sherbet.
All right, Daniel, I appreciate that call. Thank you. There's information.
Have a good one, brother.
Thank you. Yes, they make a watermelon roll. Green ice, green sherbet. I will always call it sherbet.
You've made it this long in life. You're not going to change now.
But man, what they had for seeds was chocolate chips, and it really hit the spot.
But it's the same thing. It's just 2 different names.
If I brought that thing over, you'd be like, "That's the Jubilee."
I go, "That's a Jubilee roll,"
and I'd be like, "Actually, it's the watermelon roll," or I would have said it's the watermelon Jubilee cake.
It's a roll.
Did you like Carvel ice cream cakes growing up?
They were, you know what? They were good. It was really like kids. The kids that had like my elementary school friends back in the days that had the summertime birthdays knew you were going to get a Carvel cake at one of those because it could be 95 degrees and that thing would still hold its shape. It's not melting on.
No, you're right. In the frosting was didn't move around, but there was something. It had like an chocolate eclair middle almost. I can't really explain it. It was like I loved. Sometimes you had to get a real hot knife.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You'd bend your fineries trying to cut through.
I just said another one that hot versus hot.
That's a regional.
Like most people say, she's hot, right? Man, it's wicked hot.
Yeah, but if you've seen her sister, she's hot too.
A lot of talk about people's sisters this week.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Hot was one of them, and popcorn instead of
popcorn.
Pup. But yet there are pup cups. By the way,
we don't talk right up here. We do not.
No, you don't have a dog, right?
Say again.
Do you have a dog?
I don't have a dog.
Okay. Have you ever watch videos on TikTok of dogs going in two things. One is a drive-through. They freak out. They want the pup cup.
I've seen the Huskies.
Yes, they're like pup cup.
The Huskies know something good is coming out.
Yes.
If I stand here long enough, someone's going to give me something.
Yes. The other thing is, you ever watched dogs in a car wash?
I have not, but
dude, do you have are you on TikTok?
I'm on Instagram.
So I am
not on TikTok.
I am on TikTok at Joey Murr.
At Joey Murr?
At JoeyMurr.
On TikTok.
Yes, but I am not a TikToker. Get it?
So you're just like like a wallflower.
I just post.
You're a TikTok wallflower.
Actually, everything you see on my Twitter, you would see on my Instagram. I mean, everything you see on my Instagram and Twitter, you would see on my TikTok.
At Joey Murr.
But I'm not a TikTok, T-O-C-K. But I am not a TikToker.
T-O-C-K.
Correct.
T-O-K. Definitely not T-A-L.
Because there are people that are TikTokers. Like, let me tell you about this guy down the street, man. If you do this thing, dude, he stole my package.
TikToker or influencer?
Content creator.
Or just advice people. Like, yeah, you got a squirrel living in your grill?
Oh,
I bet there's a TikTok series on how to get them out.
I'm telling you, watch the dogs in the car wash.
No, I've watched people I've watched exterminators, but they only specialize in bees. And they go into the worst infestations ever and watching them crack a honeycomb.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stuff I'll sit there and watch. I will go to your Instagram profile and watch the full 7-part series of you trying to clean out this burnt out trailer.
What you have to do is you have to click on the previously watched one and then go in order.
Back.
Yeah, dude, I'm too old for TikTok. I like it though.
It's beyond me.
I do like it. I got to shout out Carrie Ann in Seattle because she actually sent me the watermelon roll. And I saw it because I was talking about Sherbert the other night. Facts. Let's talk to Justin. How you doing tonight?
Hey,
Justin?
Joe. How you doing?
How you doing?
I just want to talk about the Red Sox. The Red Sox, tonight they're doing really well, but I think they're pitching well, they're playing good defense, and they're winning 1-0. But, Joe, I wanted to get your thoughts on this. They have a big West Coast road trip coming up. I believe they have to go at least 7-3 to be successful on the road trip. I think they can get back in the playoff race as long as they pitch, hit, and play well every night.
Wow. So Justin's calling a playoff race run.
Yeah, I mean, not the division, but the wild card, I think, they're only 3 games back on the wild card. And I just think, it depends what they do on this next West Coast road trip after the Yankee series. I believe they have to go 7-3 moving forward.
Whoa. All right, Justin, I appreciate you. How about you just win the series? You might be right, Justin. I think something's shifting. I think they're shifting.
You would have to. So after this 3 with New York, they're on the West Coast, Joe. They got 3 at Seattle, 3 at San Francisco, and then they wrap up 3 with the Angels, and they're back here for Toronto. So
forget about it. Playoffs.
6-4, 7-3.
How about just win, and then win the series, and
3 in a row.
Then we'll
start 3 in a row. Let's sweep the Yankees.
Final one, and then we'll go to in or out. Mike's in California. Mike.
Hey guys, how's this going? I had a question. I wanted to know what you guys thought about this year's Pacers team up against Reggie Miller's Pacers with Rick Smits, Anthony Davis, Dale Davis, and Mark Jackson. Who do you think would fit in?
Well, Mike, who's the better team? Well, Hall of Fame-wise, Chris Mullin, Reggie Miller, potentially what? I guess I'll put Mark Jackson as a pretty good player. Rick Smits, a Hall of Famer, I think, right?
What I'm thinking is comparing that team that will beat the Knicks, the conference finals team, that team alone versus this team. Who do you think would win?
So I think that this team is probably more athletic than the newer team, but how are they going to go through the Davis brothers, right, with Rick Smits? Those are some big boys. And then Mark Jackson and Reggie Miller, that's a
Rick Smith is 7-4.
I know. And dude, Jalen Rose was on that team.
Was he? I thought he came after.
Yeah. The team that went to the finals had Travis Best was the back. Austin Crozier was a shooter from Providence off the bench. Remember, they had both Dave. Fred Hoiberg could shoot the three as well. Derek McKee, remember him? He was a nice little forward for them.
Yeah,
and then Chris Mullen
ended up playing a long career there.
There you go. Yeah, but there's 3 Hall of Famers on the team. 4 maybe.
That might be the best Pacers team ever.
This Pacers team, though, I think is deeper. They're all scorers. This team doesn't have a best player. That team, Reggie Miller, was the best player.
At the end of the day, I think Halliburton is too soft to be a superstar, but he's a great player.
He's a great player, but he was voted most overrated by his peers.
I thought that all season, and then when he ever stepped up to with that pointing to himself with the MVP award, I felt so what a crappy moment for him. How embarrassing is that,
That's right. They gave it to Siakam instead of. I saw him. He was all it's kind of He thought he was I'm getting the trophy. And then all of a sudden it was Pascal Siakam.
Yeah,
he was
you see the guy coming through the door that's my guy right there. High five. Oh, he just walked right by me and high five Pascal Siakam.
That's right.
Sam Perkins was on that Pacers team. Sam Perkins was still in the league at that point.
He was before his time.
1985 Rookie of the Year.
If that dude was in the big man who can shoot the three, oh my God. All right, well, this hour of the Sports Hub has been brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit knowingoilchange.com. You can save 15% off an extra other oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people. I'm Joe Murray. Coming up next, what's it going to be, McFly? Are you in or out? And we'll talk to John Serenites at 9:20 here on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
gas, and more. Get it where you get your apps or at 985sportshub.com.
Felger and Maz are just his pregame.
They've been getting wholesale deals for years.
It's Joe Murray on the Sports Zone.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
For last. Do you know that last Friday night, it was Kenny G's birthday and Brian McKnight's birthday? And I asked Skaz, could you find a Kenny G song? And he came up with Michael Bolton and Kenny G, How Am I Supposed to Live Without You? And then I said, well, since it's both Brian McKnight and Kenny G's birthday, did they ever collab? They did, and the song that they did?
I'd be shocked if they didn't collab.
Careless Whisper. Careless Whisper.
I know Careless
Whisper.
Whisper.
The saxophone. And Brian McKnight sang it. I feel so unsure. Anyways, in or out, what do we got?
Let's start off with the internet got a little bit of Patriots porn today, Joe. It was a picture tweeted of Milton Williams in uniform.
Not Joe Milton.
Not Joe Milton. Milton Williams in full uni. He's got that dark navy blue. He's got that silver helmet. Gray pants. Gray pants, Joe. In or out on the gray pants with the navy blue tops?
I got my gray pants. On. The blues. Out on blue. Out. Give me the gray. Give me the gray. Give me the gray. In. This is a good change, and I hope this is part of Mike Vrabel coming here. In.
That he's going to have say over.
No, I just think he said, we're going back to the grays. Screw these blues. Plus, the blues haven't been good. It's been a bad.
I bet there are numbers on that. Like, their records is actually so much better.
Well, the Celtics, they wear their. I know all their records.
The Red Sox have never lost a game in the blue and yellow City Connects. That's what I've heard.
Well, it feels like that.
It feels like that. That's what they're like, the slump buster uniform. All right, so we're in on gray. I'll support you on that. Let's get serious, though. I get all of my news sources from the New York Post, and sometimes I just get a wash of things that
Agree.
I never think will be interesting until I know I am going to come in and do this show. Kroger's, I believe, is a supermarket chain, has unveiled their colossal 4-pound, hold on, everybody, 6,000 calorie cupcake. It was created by the beloved New York City bakery, according to the New York Post. I am looking at a picture of this thing. This gigantic cupcake, they each weigh 68 ounces or 4.25 pounds. You might actually get a little bit of cake there, a little extra cake, and can feed about 20 people. Courtesy of Crumb's Bake Shop, they have just hit the Kroger's in the area as well. I'm continuing to read. The serving size is approximately 21.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you divvy that up. Each serving is 290 calories, meaning the entire cupcake comes in at 6,090 calories, according to some nerdy nutritionist over at Kroger's website. Joe, are you in or out on the 6,000 calorie 4-pound cupcake?
Of course I'm in, but what I don't like about this cupcake, it has, when you get a cupcake and you have to take the foil off of the bottom?
Yeah, that looks like some load-bearing foil.
I don't want that. If I'm getting a 4-pound cupcake, I don't want to have to do work.
Oh, do you think that? Oh, see, I would think that somebody would look at that and go, you're skimping me on some cake there because the paper's actually taking up some of that weight too.
Peel the cake, the paper off first. Like if I eat like a Hostess or I get a cupcake that I like from like the store, I have to take that little thing off. I'm in on this, but here's the deal. I don't like things like, for example, if how like there's sometimes a VFW party and like you go to it or whatever. Well, people have made all the pasta in bulk.
Yeah.
Don't like bulk pasta.
You don't like bulk pasta.
I want someone to make it for me. I want to eat for me. Like, no, and don't get me wrong. I will say this. I eat when I go to like a function like that. I eat the food. I'll eat the meatball. That's not, it's just maybe somebody made it with love. I don't know, but I'd prefer something made for me.
So but
I would eat this.
So hypothetically, we're at the VFW, we're at the Elks Club, whatever.
And the 4-pound cupcake comes
there's
out?
a 4-pound cupcake there.
I'd be like, Ryan, we're going in.
And someone starts cutting it, but would you turn around and go, oh, no, I'm not sharing this with other people?
Oh, no.
Because that's a bulk
That's a
cupcake.
21-person thing. We have to do that. Yeah. Like if I buy a Grandma's Cakes, which is from Hyde Park. I don't know if you ever had one before.
I have not, no.
But it's a great, if you want to bring a party favor or you get invited somewhere.
I'll be very
it's-
popular.
And I can say, hey, it's from Hyde Park.
Guys, they're all out of watermelon rolls, but I got this cake from
I got
Hyde Park.
Grandma's. It's a Hyde Park. This is made to be shared. It's a little too much. Who wants a... I'm in. Okay?
But you have caveats.
Who the hell wants a gigantic cupcake? Like, how about a giant meatball? How about a giant mozzarella cheese stick? How about a giant 21-pound pizza?
I haven't even told you what the asking price of this. This actually feels fairly economical.
Kroger. Where is a Kroger? We don't have any.
I don't think we have any here. I think it's a New York thing. Crumb's Colossal Cupcake will hit shelves on June 20th at the Kroger family grocery stores, which include Dillon, Fred Meyer's, a bunch of places we don't have around here. It will cost you $24.99, which seems very fair for
Actually,
giant
for that,
cupcake.
oh yeah, I can feed a lot of people for that.
Even before taxes.
All right, we have to go in 2 minutes, but because we have John coming up.
Okay,
what else
we'll
got?
do one more, also kind of dessert themed, but one of my all-time favorite guitar players who's living his best life in Japan. I'm very jealous of him. Marty Friedman from Megadeth tweeted out a picture of a Snickers bar and said, "Snickers Morongo, I'm in." Well, I don't know if you know this, Joe, but morango, I just learned this in the last 5 seconds, and I'm probably not pronouncing it right, is Portuguese for strawberry. Snickers is making a strawberry flavor. It's a limited edition Snickers bar from Brazil that features a strawberry mousse flavored biscuit along with a classic caramel, peanuts, and milk chocolate. So they are still giving you the stuff that you like, but they're throwing in
they're just adding a little strawberry in
you
there.
didn't like. In or out of the strawberry, the morongo Snickers.
I want it now. In. Give us one more. What else we got tonight?
What else did I have?
I know you were hot on that international dinner thing.
Oh, I didn't know that was the thing.
Maybe we could do that later.
We'll do that later. It was
What else? What else we got?
Mustaches. Because
in or out on mustaches.
Milliken shaved his beard, and all I can look at is the mustache he has left behind. Are you in or out on mustaches?
Well, I am a man who has a mustache, but I have a full beard now.
Yes.
I used to do creative things. I used to have the Fu Manchu back in the day, which, for those who don't know, would be like a Hulk Hogan look. I have always had facial hair. I look weird without facial hair. I look like Fat Joe the rapper.
Yeah, I could see it. I absolutely could see it.
I really do. Like,
I just picture you without the beard and go, yep, lean back.
Fat Joe,
I
lean
see
back.
It now.
Do the rock away. I think mustaches can really create a man. And sometimes, like, you can distinguish someone from their mustache. The other thing is,
like Ned Flanders, when he
yeah.
shaved his mustache and actually ended up, I think he got some commercial work due to that. And the royalty was just rolling right in Homer, and that's when Homer was trying to build the doghouse.
I also think when someone has a good mustache, other people try it and it doesn't work.
A good mustache.
But hey, some people charge for mustache rides. All right, we got to go to break. John Serenites joining us.
What's it gonna be, McFly? Are you in or out?
Quick, smelly. Let's welcome in John Serenites. He's from New England Football Journal, and he joins us here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Happy Friday the 13th, John.
Joe, how are you this evening? Happy Friday the 13th. It's the only Friday the 13th this year.
How does that happen?
I have no idea. I don't do calendars. I just tell you what I hear, and that's what I heard today.
Okay. Do you think that Friday the 13th is a bad thing or a good thing? Do you believe in the bad parts of Friday the 13th?
I don't believe in it. I mean, I know people are afraid to walk under ladders and see black cats and all this other stuff. I mean, it is what it is. I would avoid lakes today, but outside of that, I'm not really bothered by Friday the 13th. Like I said, I'd stay away from lakes. But outside of that, I think it's a regular day. Other than that,
you ever notice some elevators don't have a 13th floor?
I have noticed that. I have.
I was born on a 13th.
Yeah, March 13th.
You know, look at you knowing my birthday.
Dude, we're a month apart practically. I'm February 11th.
I knew that.
Dude, we're both Boston guys. Our birthdays are a month apart. Hyde Park, Rosendale. It's why we work so well together.
That is very true. So, John, earlier we were talking about words that people say that can be different. For example, caramel, caramel, right? You speak Greek, right? Is that your first language or English? What's your first language?
English is my first language.
Is there anything that you say that other people, or you might say differently that other people might say, like Oregon versus Oregon, coupon versus coupon? Is there anything that you think that you say or you don't like that others might say?
No, I don't do it. I don't. At least I've never had people tell me that I do it. I think that there are like there's one that really bothers me, and I feel like some people say this word in such a snobby way that it makes me want to punch them in the side of the head. I hate when people are talking about a young person and they say that person needs to mature. Why can't you say mature? Why do they need to mature? What does mature mean?
That's a great one.
Does that make it sound smarter? I don't get it.
That's a great one.
Why say mature?
We didn't bring that up. That's a great one.
Yeah, it drives me nuts.
Needs a little maturing.
But I find it, honestly, to be people that have like some D-baggish qualities. They're the ones that use that form of that word. Yeah, I think if this young man matures, like especially in my day job, mature is used a lot, and my blood pressure probably goes up 15 to 20 points when I hear it. I'm like, can you stop? Just say mature. Mature doesn't make you sound any smarter, so don't use it. It's nonsense.
I should also mention that John is he's helping the youth on a daily basis, and you speak well. So one more for you. I love sherbet. Did you know that it's spelled sherbet?
Look, if we're going to go down this foxhole, I've got another one for you. I do know it's spelled that way, and that one annoys me as well. But if we're going to go down that foxhole of words that don't look like they're spelled, then there's one word I think that rises above all others, and that is solder. It's actually spelled S-O-L-D-E-R, which is solder. It makes no sense to me.
Huh. Well, John, as we're speaking right now, I would like to let our audience know, and you can be a part of this. The Red Sox had a 1-0 lead versus the Yankees in the 9th inning and sent Garrett Crochet back out there. He has struck out Aaron Judge every at-bat.
Except this one.
This one, Aaron Judge in the 9th inning hit it to Kaskin-Flagen.
Yep.
So it is a 1-1 game, just to let all our audience know. Crochet had an absolutely excellent night, but I think at 100 pitches in a 9th inning, I know they're trying to put him out there to give the guy the solid. But earlier this week, and I said this is what I started the show with tonight, Ryan. Cora has been talking about doing what's best for the team. I'm not sure this one was. I'm instantly reacting, John.
No, I don't think it's best for the team either, especially when you consider how well Chapman has pitched of late. And you're coming off an off day, so why not use him in that situation? I know it's a lefty-righty thing, and Judge, everything looks like a beach ball to Judge right now. He's from another planet, but I'm with you on that. I don't think I trot Crochet out there for the ninth, even though he was dominant at times tonight. I don't think I'd put him out there in the ninth. I think you go with Chapman in that situation.
Exactly.
That's just
the game's not over yet. They can still win. It's just that Crochet pitched excellent. Go hit the showers, bro. Let the guys take care of it. Whatever. I don't want to. I think Core has been bad, but I think they're taking a little bit of a turn. This one though, it's on the manager tonight once again. So I'll leave
it. Is, and too many of these games this season so far though have been on the manager. This has been his worst season, in my opinion, as a Red Sox manager in terms of managing the team and handling situations. And fundamentally, they're not very good, especially defensively. So that's the other part of this, is that this is going to be another one of those games, especially if they lose, that's going to fall on him.
And again, I think he pushed the right buttons. He used the left to sat Meyer tonight and sat Duran, and everything was working until the 106th pitch. The other thing is Chapman was not warming at the start of the inning. So we'll keep you posted on that one. All right, John, let's talk a little football. John.
By the way, real quick, how do you only score one run off of Yarborough? That's another issue.
Well, you're right. This is maybe why they should have. I mean, who sits a guy? The guy hits 2 home runs and then you sit him. I just don't.
Right.
What do I know, John? What do I know? John Serenites joining us, New England Football Journal. OTAs this week. How about let's do the Stephon Diggs conversation. When do you think the Patriots will feel comfortable enough to pass his physical? Will they pass his physical? Is there a timetable for the physical, and when will he be able to check his bank account?
I think he plays week 1. I do. I think they'll probably slow play it at the start of training camp, but I think they'll ramp him up as camp goes on, and I think he'll be ready by week 1. I don't think we're going to see him in the preseason. I don't think he plays at any of those games, even if he's cleared for contact, but I do think he'll be ready for week 1 against the Raiders.
Well, how about that physical? You think they'll make it go all the way till week 1? Because that's when he gets paid.
I think so. I mean, I think, again, I would slow play it with him. I think that he's in a pretty good spot, but I would slow play that physical as well, because, again, you want to see what he can do both at practice and in camp in contact situations. I don't think that they're in any hurry here on either front.
How about just wondering if he'll be a good soldier?
Well, I mean, again, I think a lot of that is going to depend on the other leaders in the room. Who are your other leaders in the room that can keep him in line? Offensively, he's going to be one of your top 3 leaders. But do you have enough leadership in the room where those guys can keep him in check and ensure that he buys in? I mean, he's a very mercurial personality. I know a lot of people are going to point to the boat incident and use that as a criticism of his personality and who he is as a person, his character. But if you go back even to his time in Minnesota, there were some maturity issues there. There were some maturity issues there. There was obviously some maturity issues in Buffalo. So I think a lot of this, Vrabel is certainly strong enough as a head coach. He's got a big enough personality that I think he can keep him in line. But you do need the player police to step in, and that's your other leaders in the organization, in that locker room. It's going to be on those guys to make sure that they keep him focused, bought in, and committed. He's going to be committed because he's that type of athlete. But what if he's not getting the targets he wants early on in the season? What if he's not as involved in the offense as he thought he was going to be? What if he starts to become frustrated with Drake May? That's when his teammates are going to have to step up and keep him focused on the end game. That's not going to be Mike Vrabel and the coaches. It's going to be on them.
All right. John, can we have a conversation about Josh McDaniels
we can.
That is not about the positive? Can we do that?
Yes,
okay.
We can do that.
Okay. So outside of New England with Brady and or Belichick. Okay, I'll stay away from the Broncos because that was a real long time ago, and the Rams, that team was one of the worst of all time. So I'll let those ones pass. How about just recently with the Raiders? I do think that Derek Carr had a setback with him. Devontae Adams did not like him. Although in free agency, it was a different story, right? I don't think anybody in the league was looking for him. And this is my take. If Drake May happens to struggle this year and doesn't take that next step, I think the Patriots have a fall guy in Josh McDaniels. Because it should be that Drake May's not the guy. But you know what it's going to be. It's going to be Josh McDaniels couldn't elevate Drake May. So that's why I wanted to have the conversation without the positive. Because at this point, if Drake May is good, I think Drake May could be good without McDaniel. Personally, McDaniels. I think he can be good without him. And if Drake May takes that step, no one's going to say a word about Josh McDaniels. But if he doesn't play well, fall guy, he's going down.
Well, a couple of things, though. I will say this. I think that McDaniels has enough credibility in this market that he's going to get a long leash. I think the other thing to keep in mind here, and I don't disagree with you, somebody's got to be the fall guy. And if May struggles to develop, if he doesn't take that next step in year two, if they struggle offensively, sure, it could be McDaniels. He could end up being the fall guy. I think you make a valid point about the Vegas experience, and in many ways, you could say the same thing about the Denver experience. He tried to replicate what the Patriots did in both of those situations, and he couldn't do it. He tried to be someone he's not. And you heard it this week. I mean, Will Campbell talked about it. Mays talked about it. I mean, he's a hard ass. He's a tough guy. But it's easy to be a tough guy in New England when you have that resume and the success you've had on your resume, the 6 Super Bowls, 3 of which you won as a coordinator. When you have that on your resume here, that flies. People buy in. But if you go somewhere else and you say, well, look at my resume, we're going to do things this way because I've won in New England, well, you're going to have to sell yourself a lot more to those people. He clearly couldn't do that in Denver, clearly couldn't do that in Vegas. I believe he was a good hire. I believe he can develop Drake May, and I think we have enough of a body of work sans Tom Brady in terms of his time here in New England where we can point to 2008, we can point to 16, we can point to 2021 and say he developed quarterbacks that weren't named Tom Brady, and the Patriots won with those quarterbacks. He can do it with Drake May. That's my counter-argument. It's not necessarily that I'm even being positive, but that's my counter-argument to the argument that he may not be able to develop Drake May.
What is Thomas Brown's role on the team?
Well, I think Thomas Brown is going to have a big role in this offense. I think he's bringing in a lot of those modern West Coast concepts from the Rams. I think a lot of their 11 personnel stuff, 12 personnel stuff that you're going to see, he's going to have a heavy influence on those personnel groupings. I think you're going to see a lot of that running game. They're going to blend it with their man gap stuff, which, by the way, Nick Haley brought a lot of those Patriot man gap schemes to L.A. with him, and they ran them with the Rams the last 2 years. So I think it's almost going to be like what they're doing in L.A. now. You're going to see it in New England, where they're going to blend that Patriot system with the modern West Coast offense. And I think that's where Brown is going to play a big role in terms of play design, install, and execution of the plays. He's going to bring some of those concepts here. And I do think this offense is going to look different than what we were accustomed to with McDaniels in the past. So I think he's going to play a big role in this offense.
How do you feel about your buddy Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh?
Well, I still think he has something left in the tank, man. And I'm not being an Aaron Rodgers homer. It's no secret. Milwaukee guy, Packers shareholder, love the Pack, love Aaron Rodgers. I think, look, the Jets are a train wreck. They're a perennial dumpster fire. Is anyone surprised that it didn't work out there? The Jets are the only organization in the league that can F up 2 top 5 quarterbacks in a span of 3 years, okay? So let's take those 2 years out of the equation. He only really played 1 year there. I still think he has something left in the tank. What it's going to come down to is there enough around him? You have DK Metcalf. You have Pat Freiermuth. Does he have enough around him? And are they going to continue to be a 55-45 pass-to-run team under Arthur Smith? If Smith is willing to open things up, I'm not saying he's going to be in the MVP conversation. I'm not saying that the Steelers are a perennial Super Bowl favorite, but I think he can get back to a level where he could be a 3,500, 4,000-yard passer, 25 to 30 touchdown pass guy. I think a lot of it with Rodgers, though, is going to be about the pieces around him. He has DK, he has Freiermuth, but what else do they have? That remains to be seen.
All right, man. You still keeping your tabs on college football? 81 days away right now?
Yeah, we're excited about that. Patriots open training camp July 23rd, and then about a week and a half after that, college football camps kick off. So we're excited, man. It's going to be a great season, and I'm excited about the revamped format with the college football playoff. I'm excited both in terms of college football nationally and locally. Could be a really good year for our local college program. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man, like the rest of us.
Who will be the best local team? UMass?
I think it's going to be Boston College. And the reason I say that is I think Joe Harris-Simiak's going to do a terrific job at UMass. He's going to get the program going in the right direction, but they're still about 2 years away. They're still probably at best a 3 or 4 win team. I love UConn. I love the job Jim Mora has done there. I just don't know if you could replicate that, especially with the amount of guys that left the program. They brought a lot of new faces in the portal, but to replicate last season, I think is going to be tough. I think Boston College is primed to win potentially. Their schedule is going to be tough, but I think they could potentially win 8 to 9 games if they stay healthy, get good quarterback play, and a couple of things break their way. They could potentially be the best program in the area this season.
All right.
In terms of the FBS programs, might I add, yes. FCS, I think URI, UNH, Holy Cross, they'll be good. They'll be competitive.
All right. I got one more for you. There was a colossal 4-pound cupcake created in New York, and it's going to Kroger. In or out on a 4-pound, 6,000-calorie cupcake that serves 21?
Way out. Way out. Believe it or not, Joe, I'm not a sweets guy. I don't. There's certain things I like. I love my ice cream. I like pies. But I'm not a diehard sweets guy. I'm way out on that. Now, if you're talking about a 21-pound cheeseburger with all the fixings, I'm in. I'll eat half the thing. But I'm way out on the 21-pound cupcake.
All right, John, one more. Okay, one more.
I like this.
Let's take Metallica out of it, okay?
No positives.
Who is the greatest American band of all time?
Ooh. All right. If I take musical preference out of this and just call it down the middle, I'm going to say the Eagles.
Okay. I said Aerosmith and the Eagles.
All right. I think you can make an argument for Aerosmith as well.
Now, I left out, just so you know, Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band and Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers.
Look, you're talking to a guy who thinks Bruce Springsteen is the most overrated musician in American musical history. I can't stand him. Dude, the guy sounds like he's constipated. I can't.
Yes, we are the world. Yes.
I can't. Born in the USA.
He's kind of like a Bob Dylan ripoff, but whatever. I'm not going to go there. But
He is. And again, it looks like somebody's repeatedly kicking him in the stomach. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't. I know a lot of people love him. I'm out on Bruce Springsteen. I have been forever.
Well, I will tell you, Skaz is out tonight. He's enjoying the U.S. Open. Ryan Garvin is here. So, Ryan, meet John. John's New England Football Journal.
Ryan and I chatted briefly before I came on. Sounds like a quality young man.
Now, we're trying to come up with a...
Very mature.
Very mature. We're trying to come up with a segment for Ryan. His last name's Garvin, so I was trying to say Starvin like Garvin. Or, and also, his last name is Garvin, so, maybe we can make it pirate related.
It's like food or pirate puns, and that's really what we kind of ran out of.
He also plays guitar, and he's a riffer, so, do you approve of John's answer of...
I feel like we're soulmates after he said that. Metallica
do you think Bruce Springsteen is overrated?
I don't get it. I overrated would be, in my opinion, a fair way to say it, but I hear Bruce Springsteen, and I don't feel anything.
Okay.
I don't feel anything at all.
John, where would you put the Beach Boys?
Beach Boys definitely top 5. I mean, and I'm not just saying this because we just lost Brian Wilson, but I definitely think top 5 for sure. And I don't think they get enough credit in terms of how much they influenced American music, even rock and roll and hard rock to a certain degree. James Hetfield talked about that the other day, about the influence that the Beach Boys had on even metal bands, which is, you may think that he's just being kind due to the circumstances, but I mean, again, you're talking about a band that was very influential. Again, going back to Springsteen, I just don't, his whole persona drives me nuts. And to a degree, I feel the same way about Dave Matthews. It's the same thing. There's just something about them. They irk me, Joe. They irk me.
May I add one? I've already said one more twice.
Listen, Wealth and Radzik are going to put a cap on my appearances here, brother, if we keep doing this.
Well, listen, they I don't think they're listening right now because it's Friday in the summer. What was my question? Okay. Adam Sandler or Will Ferrell?
Ooh. Now, here's the thing. I will say, I loved Will Ferrell, but then I think Will Ferrell became oversaturated. He was in too many movies, did too many things.
Now he's in bad commercials of Fleetwood Mac.
Bad commercials with Fleetwood Mac. He kind of got old to me. I think old school Will Ferrell, I take over Adam Sandler. But I mean, if Sandler's in the right role or if he played the right character on SNL, he was comedy gold. But I would lean Will Ferrell, despite his recent transgressions with these stupid commercials and some of his views and everything else.
Adam Sandler once for Halloween in the movie Grown Ups was Bruce Springsteen. And nobody knew.
Yeah. Although I will say, I think when you go back to their SNL days, Will Ferrell was very much a character on that show that relied on an outlandish, silly, stupid skit where he could be over the top. Sandler had some great characters in that show. I mean, who didn't love Opera Man? I mean, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm 50 years old. Who didn't love Opera Man on SNL?
Yeah.
That was one of his best characters. He was fantastic. So
I could pop in right now. They're all going to laugh at you, Adam Sandler CD. Or is it still a CD? I could probably get it on Spotify or something, right? But I could listen to the beginning to the end with, hey, buddy, how you doing, buddy? Dude, I know. Or like The Right Field, or They're All Gonna Laugh at You, or Oh, Mama Said. There's so many that I just think it's Adam Sandler all day.
Again, you could sway me in that direction. There's nothing anybody could say to make me believe that Bruce Springsteen is good. I'm sorry. Ain't gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I don't like my musicians sounding like they haven't gone to the bathroom in 3 days. I'm out on.
At night we ride to mansions of glory and suicide machines.
Well, tramps like us, John, we were born to run.
But have we ever figured out why he sounds like that? Why does he sound like somebody is repeatedly taking a size 15 shoe to his abdomen? I don't get it.
Because I look and I sound like Bob Dylan, and I don't want anyone to know. And sometimes when I hear Adam Sandler, that's how he sings too.
I can't. And the whole thing is, I know everybody loves Born in the USA, but Born in the USA is not even a pro-American song. Yet everybody thinks it is. It just speaks to how gullible people are and how they'll believe anything.
John has brought a blowtorch to the show tonight. He's firing takes all over the place. All right, well, we'll leave it there, John. Thank you, sir. Enjoy your weekend. And we're going to get you in studio sometime when camp gets going.
All right. Always great talking to you, Brother Ryan. Great to meet you, man. Talk to you guys soon.
Pleasure. Thank you,
All
John.
right. He is John Serenites, everybody, and he's out on the boss.
Born in the USA now. Got in a little hotel jam.
Hotel
So they put a rifle in my hands. Sent me off to a foreign land.
You get now. I
think I hear it.
Now pull up the "We Are the World," Bruce Springsteen. All right, we're gonna hit the headline. I'm Joe Murray, 98 Found the Sports.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox and Yankees tied at 1 right now, top of the 10th inning. You know how that goes. And OKC has a 55-53 lead just before halftime. This is the Scott Foster game. Headlines, they are brought to you by Kesha's Law. Kesha's Law, they specialize in helping those who have been injured. Not only from a one-time incident, but of a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit KeshasLaw.com. I'm Joe Murray.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
I'm a huge Traveling Wilburys fan. And Tweeter and the Monkey Man is like one of my favorite songs. So the Traveling Wilburys, if you don't know, are Jeff Lynne from ELO, Roy Orbison, Tom Petty, George Harrison, and Bob Dylan. And one day I'm like, is that Bob Dylan? And I'm like, Bob Dylan's in the Traveling Wilburys? So I had to like get up to date on the Wilburys. And, I remember me and Sean Silver, who works here, used to sing them every night.
Silver Fox.
That's right. We used to say, oh, yeah, you do a lot of Celtics games with him. That's right. Sean, very talented guy. Very.
Does great voices.
Oh, and dude, imagine singing Wilburys with him. Well, it's all right. Anyways, hey, let's pause on that. Are you going to play something? Because I'm going to go to some calls.
It kind of goes in place. I have the Hearing Aid, which was, again, the 80s metal answer to We Are the World.
Okay, let's play one call.
Let's play a call.
Brian's in Marblehead. Brian?
Playing the calls.
Joe.
Hi.
Diana Ross, by the way, Lynn Auditorium this summer, so get on that.
Wow. I love Lynn Auditorium. I've been to many shows there.
It's a great show. Blue Ox before and go over there.
I have the Tacos La Pita right around the corner as well.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you're a North Shore guy. You like your roast beef. You like your barbecue.
I was in Marblehead last week, man.
You're in Salem, maybe walking around, antiquing. Maybe you're, I don't know, looking for some witches or something.
Yeah.
And you see a 3-way pulled pork sandwich, in or out.
In. Pulled pork?
In.
Yeah.
Yes. Tipsy, oh my God, my brain just went. Tipsy Cowboy, Salem, in the Hampton in there.
So they used to own, was it Stanzi's? I can't remember downtown. I think I know who the owners are. I have not been there yet.
It's beautiful. It works. It's almost like the coleslaw, but it's like, it's good.
I'll have to give that a whirl. My favorite is Howling Wolf.
Yes.
It's fantastic. And ever been to Bambolina across the street there?
Yes, also good. Very good pizza. And it was good during COVID, that outside, yep.
But, again, if you're not from the North Shore, I don't know if, people are like, I want a lobster roll, fried clams. I would send you to Ipswich. But, dude, that little clam shack at the Willows is very good.
Yes. Yep. You get the popcorn there. You got clam shack. You got...
Look at the tender beef sandwiches at the little one of the windows. Got that tender beef sandwich, and then they put a sandwich and noodles on. You ever had that? I don't know if I'm.
Or just show up in the with a botch or something, cook some barbecue there on a nice summer day. It's a beautiful place to hang out.
Barbecue on the North Shore is tough. There's what's it called out in Byfield?
Rusty Can.
Yeah, that place. That place is. But my buddy runs Big Pig. You ever been there?
No, where's that at?
It's on Route 1, near the Cabaret.
Oh, beautiful spot.
No, for real though. A great
I was
spot.
up Rusty Can, and we're hanging there, and these guys are playing some softball, and they're from Winthrop. He's like, I got to drive home tonight. I got to stick with the light beer. And the kid behind the bar was making Mai Tais with fresh fruit. I gotta take one of those.
Dude,
I think he was gonna make it home.
If you ever do go there, they have ice cream there. My buddy runs Churn & Co. It's a ice cream company. If you go to Rusty Can, you can take the ice cream to go.
It's good to know. You're a good man.
I'm from Boston. The North Shore has welcomed me. I used to work for the North Shore radio station, and I was Green Bananas. It wasn't great.
That'd be great stories about Beverly there with the roast beefs.
I told you that's what happened. I had a cubicle, and I would look outside, and I would see Nick's roast beef in a line, and I'm like, "What is this?" And then one day I went over, and my life changed.
Thanks, Joe. You're a blessing.
Oh, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
All right. I'm glad I could bless people. We're very late, Ryan, but it is the end of the night. You have music to play. I have. We have. You know what? No, we are going to do the musings, but let's just knock out a couple. Joe's in Cumberland. Joe.
What's up, Joe?
Hi.
What do you think, Jamie's or Modern Butcher?
So I've never had a Modern Butcher beef because I can't get there on a Saturday. Jamie's is outstanding. I knew the original owner. The best part about Jamie's is they put it in a clamshell, and I love that. But Modern Butcher makes great sandwiches. I just haven't had a beef yet.
Joe, let's go there tomorrow. I'll meet you early. I'll wait in line. I will get you the best beef in the North Shore.
Well, listen, I have met the owners. I guess I can't go tomorrow. But how about one day,
Bullshit.
Joe? Oh, dump it.
What would he know?
10:02, first dump of the night.
Technically, it's the second.
Oh, yeah. Jim is in Florida. Jim?
Joe, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
Good. How you doing? So, as far as the greatest American band of all time, really, it's far and away, it's Elvis's band. When he went to Vegas and he got that, he had a dueling percussion set. He had an amazing bassist. It really should be Elvis's band. But the reason it isn't is because when you're gauging like who's the greatest of all time in anything really, in sports, music, longevity matters. And to me, it's Van Halen.
Yeah, but he's from Amsterdam.
They moved to
no.
Pasadena.
That's an American band.
They're an American band.
Isn't he from Amsterdam?
Yeah, he was born there. But
That's why I don't consider him an American.
He moved here when he was...
Is he from Amsterdam or America?
They are an American band. Jim, you're 100% right.
He's from Amsterdam.
Okay, it's an American band. It's an American band.
Am I not speaking in fact?
No, I understand what you're saying. You're just wrong.
Oh!
You're just wrong. You could be born in another place and then go and move to a different place and have your formative childhood years as an American happen. You think they're coming up with 5150 or Eruption if he had stayed in Amsterdam?
No, but you know what? No, Van Halen's highly influenced by the Beach Boys. I can tell you that much. Harry in Worcester.
Hey, Joe. I can't believe no one's mentioned the Grateful Dead as the best American band. I mean, they are the highest grossing band of all time. And I've heard some people say the Allman Brothers, which I totally agree with. And I don't think anyone's ever mentioned Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, I left Leonard Skinner out. Although they do the legend of them helps. Tragedy does help.
Right.
That's why I think like
helps.
people throw Nirvana in there. I don't. I love Nirvana. Pearl Jam's got a better catalog if you really look at it, right? And they had Tragedy with Mother Love Bone. But the only thing with the Grateful Dead, I do think they should be in a top 5.
The biggest grossing band of all time.
I know. I'm not disputing it. And just so you know, I went to WrestleMania in Vegas, and at the same time, the Sphere was.
They were playing at the Sphere. Yeah.
So, like, I was with the Deadheads. I also went to a consumption lounge with a bunch of Deadheads, and it was. Well, I tried that undisputed Mike Tyson, dude.
How was that?
Oh God, I had to get walked home. All right, can you play your? We're gonna go to break. Play your song. And I'm going to give us the final hour has been brought to us by...
Again, this is the answer to We Are the World.
Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your extractor oil change at Valvoline. It's an oil change, the official oil change of busy people.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub. the Sports Hub.
Stuff in the world unrelated to sports. So sit back, relax, and get your mind in the game and listen to the words of a grown man complaining.
All right, Murray's musings on the Sports Hub. We will react to the Red Sox win tonight. I know people are probably going to be celebrating at Fenway, then getting in their cars, so just give us a few minutes to muse, and then we'll get right into the Red Sox win tonight. Just wanted to acknowledge it. Acknowledge me. I also wanted to acknowledge that Spaceballs 2 will be coming out soon. The sequel, which will include some former cast members who will be returning. And Amazon and MGM revealed Spaceballs 2, the sequel to Mel Brooks' Star Wars spoof. Spaceballs 2027. So Rick Moranis, Joan Rivers, John Can't, like some of them won't be with us, right? That's but Rick Moranis will be.
I know Rick Moranis does not do nearly as much, if anything, compared to when he was like one of the most well-known, recognizable actors of the 80s and the 90s.
I don't know why. I can't confirm it, but in my head, I think he had like a family loss or something.
I think because I randomly read his Wikipedia page about a month ago, and that lines up where he stepped away
from acting to take care of his family, something to that degree. And I don't know why it sticks in my brain.
Might have been his wife, but I will double check that.
Yep. So Josh Gad will be like the barf guy as John. Is that what's going to happen?
Instead of John Candy.
Huh.
He's half man, half dog. He's his own best friend.
Mel Brooks is 98 years old.
See, it's interesting. Like, it's a sequel, but it's not like a superhero movie. It's not like a rehash. I would really love to know if anybody under the age of 30 knows who Mel Brooks is.
Can I tell you something?
Please.
Are there any more movies like, okay, I'm gonna give you like another series like this. Hot Shots. Remember Hot Shots Part 2? Oh, Naked Gun would have been just movies that are stupid, but they're like funny.
Leslie Nielsen
would
do them. Airplane, or like Mel Brooks.
Exactly.
Mel Brooks had all those. History of the World Part.
Step Brothers was kind of stupid. Old School was kind of stupid, I guess. Hangover was stupid, right? But you watched it. Superbad I actually really liked. Just trying to think of some others but like, how about spoofs? Scream. Oh no, Scary Movie.
Scary Movie
were good ones.
And then Scary, they had like 6 or 7 Scary Movies.
But they did it whenever a big movie
but they also then transitioned to the like found footage spoofing of like the Blair Witch Project with like paranormal, like Scary House or something like that. But it was all supposed to be very like tongue-in-cheek kind of thing.
I'm trying to think of some others that were like that.
By the way, Rick Moranis. Moranis was originally cast as Phil Berquist in City Slickers, but he dropped out. His wife had an illness. He would also then go on to say, like, he stepped away from the movie industry because he ended up becoming a single parent and wanted to be there for his kids. But oh my God, you're firing off like spoof movies. Rick Moranis was in Ghostbusters. He had the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
They cranked out a bunch of movies there. He was Barney Rubble in the Flintstones movie. So I mean, he was everywhere from like he was Seymour in Little Shop of Horrors. Obviously, Dark Helmet in Spaceballs. He's got a nice little resume there from about 85 up until the mid 90s when he just kind of stepped away. It's a weird choice, Joe. I'll check it out probably, but I'm also like, I'm 35. I was probably too young to understand.
Are you a Star Wars guy?
I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm a Star Wars guy.
But I love Spaceballs.
I love Spaceballs too.
Cool.
But
a lot of desert.
and then it's an actual comb.
Yes.
The radar's been jammed.
And they didn't find anything.
No, they never found anything. There's blackberry jam coming out of the radar. Raspberried. It's a lot of like Mel Brooks is like wordplay, the absurdist stuff. I don't know if that stuff is going to like land with the younger audience who can be a little literal.
You know what else Rick Moranis was in that I liked sports-wise? Little
Giants. Danny O'Shea.
Lil or Little?
Little Giants.
No, I know. I said Lil. It's Little. And you know who his big brother was?
In Little
Al
Giants.
Bundy. Well, Ed O'Neill.
Oh, Ed O'Neill.
Mm.
It's my guy, Al
Great
Bundy.
guy.
My spiritual animal.
Great.
You have a lot of nerve. I need it to get this close to your feet.
The Icebox. You ready for some birthdays?
I am.
Malcolm McDowell's 82 years old.
He's
Stallone,
only 82. Wow.
Stallone Skarsgård, 74. Tim Allen, 72 years old. I love those Santa movies, by the way. The Santa Clauses.
I remember the first one I had on VHS and watched all the time.
I really liked it.
I don't remember the other.
And I loved Home Improvement. He's on another show that I don't watch either.
He's on a show with Kat Dennings.
Do you know what's actually pretty good that he's in? Christmas with the Cranks. Did you ever see that? Him and
No, I'm aware of it, but I never
Jason
saw it.
Voorhees. No, Michael Myers' sister. What's her name?
Michael Myers'
sister. The girl from Total Recall.
You almost said Jason Voorhees.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's not Jason Voorhees.
Ali Sheedy, 63 years old. Chris Evans, 43 years old. Kat Dennings.
I just said Kat Dennings.
Oh, you did.
Doing a show, a sitcom with Tim Allen. I love Kat Dennings.
That's we just manifested.
Yes.
That. I like her.
She's married. I love her.
Is it? I don't know if it's like when she was on that show when they made coffee.
Two Broke Girls.
Two Broke Girls.
At a bakery.
She doesn't. Okay.
I think she's gorgeous.
That's what I
And
mean.
She's married to Andrew WK, so she's got great taste. 'cause
Everybody,
I'm a big
well,
Andrew WK
when we like
fan.
to party hard. She's just, yeah. I like her, and she didn't have to do anything. I just liked her character.
Gorgeous. By the way, you said Malcolm McDowell is 82.
Yeah.
You know how old a Clockwork Orange is? Clockwork Orange came out in 1971.
Wow. Happy birthday to Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen, 39. I know, dude.
Oh, I felt that. Oh, that stings.
Martha Washington, First Lady. For those that watch Housewives, Melissa Giussoni. I know who she is. I forget what season she is.
It's a good start.
You ever watch that show?
No, never.
Macklin Celebrini's 19 years old.
I know the name. I don't know why I know the name.
Hockey player.
Oh, okay.
For number 1 overall pick, I think.
All right. It's like TikTok influencer sounds about right. No,
That's
hockey.
what I'm
It's
looking
hockey.
at right now. The guy Stellan Skarsgård was from Good Will Hunting, right? He's the professor there who wants to make sure it's for the kid. And then he gets in a fight with Robin Williams. And then he shows up. I believe that's him, right?
Yes.
Good Will Hunting.
Stellan Skarsgård.
There you go.
Yes, played by.
He's always a smart guy. All right. Anything else? Anything bothering you?
Anything bothering me?
Should we save that for another day?
No, I'm on, and I need to thank you. So I'll do this on the air. I told you in the back, but you sent out the bat signal last night on the lines in overtime for the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers, and I had no interest whatsoever in making a bet in that game because I never win hockey. And I saw your tweet and went, plus 800 for a Leon Draisaitl anytime goal. I will take that. And Joe, I have to thank you because if you had not tweeted that, I would not have won $100 last night.
Well, I'm glad. So it's plus 800.
Plus
so.
800. I made a $10 bet.
Oh, $10.
Yeah.
There you go.
What do you think? I'm working radio. You think I got money?
I gave the Pacers outright last game, and people bet that as well. Should I make stickers that say "Thank you, Joe"?
Should you?
No.
Probably not.
I
Will
won't.
you?
I won't flex. I did take the Pacers tonight too, right?
You
plus
had
6.
You liked them plus 6.
I'm going to tell you. Did we already do the headline?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Well, they're winning.
We said we were going to do Murray's music just for a couple minutes, and then we're going to get to the Red Sox.
Red
fans.
Sox won. Let's
Yes.
do that next after this on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray.
thinks this guy can hit. He gets one up, drives it off the green. Monster. Big night here at Fenway. Crochet deserved this win.
Tommy Lee, who was in a band called
Motley Crue.
And somebody in Motley Crue probably knows Andrew WK.
Nikki Sixx. We'll go with
Who
that.
wrote a book.
And had a spin-off band called 6 a.m., which was, it's all right.
He knows Tom.
I've heard worse.
Tom knows Oprah. Oprah knows Stedman.
Stedman.
And we had a dinner.
Tom, Oprah. Giselle.
I did the morning show when that was all going on. They were at the Super Bowl. I think I was here. I can't remember what happened.
Oh, they wouldn't fly you out?
Well, no.
That was like a rhetorical.
I'm hoping.
I didn't answer
hoping next year, because it's in San Francisco. So if you think about the time, it's going to be 3 hours ahead. So maybe a morning show from 6 to 10 Eastern time might not be the most convenient. So
3 a.m. local time.
But what about a 6 to a 10? That would be 3 o'clock. That'd be Radio Roshan.
Radio Roshan.
Like motion.
Yeah.
Radio Row.
It's good. We put them together.
You know what's another word that's driving me nuts?
What's that?
Someone brought this up to me. Croissant. It's a croissant, but people want to use the French version of it.
And say croissant.
Yes.
Like, who are you trying to impress?
The other thing is Target is a store. But people want to call it Target.
Target.
And I hate that.
That's like a capital offense.
Okay.
That's obnoxious.
I'm glad.
And it's not like if somebody is saying, we're going to Target. I'm like, my mom said that. I heard her say that like 12 years ago. Like, let's move on. Let's find something else.
Wally World. I know what we're talking about when you say
Wally World.
I actually like Wally World. Where do you live again? You in Newton?
I'm like down the street.
Oh.
Yep.
You guys got a Trader Joe's?
Yep, we do. Right there on Washington Street. I've never been in there.
Oh, Trader Joe's has just some of the best. Dude. Let's bookmark that.
Shaw's and Star Market, man.
That's right. They got great wings.
You got the market basket around the corner. I got options. All right. I might not have your fancy 8-pound cupcakes with this 12,000 calories that you got at Kroger's, but I get my grocery shopping done.
Tonight would be a good Tempo night. Ever go to Tempo?
No, I know Tempo.
Good bands there.
Never been.
Really good bands.
No,
because you like music, right?
I do. I'm going to a show, Middle East Upstairs.
Ooh, Upstairs
in October.
Sage Francis, who was
excited,
who was listening earlier. I used to go see him downstairs. Red Sox won.
Red Sox did win.
Red Sox won 2-1 tonight. Everybody, do you know what their record is? Their last 6 games, 5-1. I told you, something's changing. Now tonight, Crochet was awesome. Take the home run out of it. Actually, should we let the people hear the home run?
Yeah, let me find it.
So let me set it up. Garrett Crochet was the ace tonight, everybody. He was absolutely outstanding. The defense behind him, 7 strikeouts, only had 1 walk. They let him out for the 9th. He wanted to close the game out. He was at over 100 pitches. They had nobody warming up. He got the first out of the 9th. And then it was him versus Aaron Judge. Just to set this also up, he struck out Judge 6 straight times. And then this is what happened.
That's driven deep to left field. There it goes! See ya! A tie game! Judge, after 3 strikeouts, hits one over the monster seats. And we're tied at 1.
You hear the reaction? See, that was electricity in the ballpark tonight. I'm not trying to bring up rivalry. I'm not doing that. That sounded like a case of booze with a lot of ooh, like people shocked.
Well, that's the reason you're staying at the ballpark tonight. I know it's a Friday. It's nice outside. Maybe
the game was flying, by the way. Like people getting out now. This is about the time you'd normally be out.
But if you're a fan of these teams and you're a fan of baseball, okay, if we stay they're leaving Garrett Crochet in. You do the math, and this happens at all Yankees games. It happens at Dodgers games with Ohtani. You do the math, you see, Aaron Judge is going to come up and hit again. We have to see this. So there was almost like this anticipation.
Yeah, set up. Crochet. And not for nothing, but
MVP versus a Cy Young candidate. That's good baseball.
And 6 straight strikeouts, 1-7. Now I know the Foo Fighters say 1-10, but this is 1 out of 7. This is Judge. So I'm curious as well. Will we see them again this year? Crochet.
They got 2 more, and then they see each other in August.
Okay,
so they will play again.
Could be another like showdown of how many. I want to know what Judge does in 10 at bats. I'll take 2 for 10. Whoa,
10 at bats against Garrett Crochet.
No. If he gets 2 hits and if they're home runs, I'll take it. 20% of the time he's hitting a home run against Crochet. 80% of the time he's striking out, though.
This just happened to be a really important home run. I'm not mad, by the way. He was under 100 pitches. When that at bat, when the inning started, he was under 100 pitches.
I think we learned a lesson tonight. It is sometimes you have to do what's best for the team. You have to do what's best for the team. I would think what was best for the team tonight was Chapman in the 9th. They did everything else which was best for the team, but they wanted to give their horse, they wanted to throw him a bone. It backfired. I'm not mad about it. It's just a lesson. If it's about winning games, win as a team. This team doesn't know how to do that yet. This isn't negative. They won tonight 2-1, but this is one of the culture issues with the team. They wanted to feed Crochet a complete game. That's a personal achievement. Cora talked about, hey, listen, everything worked, right? Romy Gonzalez worked. Toro played third. Meyer didn't play. It worked. In the long run, I know they only scored 1 run all night. It worked. But when it came to doing what was best for the team, not going to Chapman in the 9th wasn't best for the team. I also wanted to mention this. Christian Campbell, Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony. Should we throw Carlos Narvaez in there now? 4 rookies?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. He won me over. I was not ready to jump on with the Carlos Narvaez needs to be your everyday catcher until he threw out Jose Caballero in the Rays series, and he jumped when Caballero, I think, he didn't steal second. He stole third, and Narvaez gunned him down and jumped up and let's up and go in Spanish. That's the kind of attitude I want from the guy behind the dish. You can be like a goaltender and a little nutty when you're the catcher. That was my Carlos Narvaez moment. Look, I'm late. I'm totally late, and I admit that, but I'm all in with him. Connor Wong, I love you, bud.
No, Connor Wong can be the backup.
But right I like Carlos Narvaez as far as this team needs bats right now.
They found him. Do we credit Breslow for that?
I think you have to.
The Yankees let him go.
I think you have to. Same in Garrett Whitlock. They Rule 10 Garrett Whitlock from the Yankees, and they stole Carlos Narvaez because they said, no, we're good. We got Austin Wells.
I'm all right. I'm gonna marinate this one, but can I just at least prep it before I put it in the air fryer?
Is the Joe Show?
Just a prepper,
please.
I'm prepping. Remember how the Yankees had the core 4? Like they had a core.
How far back?
Posada, Bernie Williams, Derek Jeter, Andy Pettit,
okay,
and Mariano Rivera. Core 5. Sorry, core 5. Could the Red Sox have their catcher, their shortstop, their center fielder, like shortstop, second base, outfield, catcher? I didn't throw a pitcher in there. Maybe Brian Bayo.
Oh, it's not Brian Bayo.
I'm prepping.
We're prepping the marinade.
But could the Red Sox? I'm not saying Hall of Fame, but could this be their version?
If it can stand up to what the Red Sox were going into 2014 and 2015 with, where it was Mookie Betts, Jackie Bradley, Christian Vasquez, Eduardo Rodriguez, and I'm missing someone super obvious. Oh, Xander Bogaerts.
You're talking about 18?
No. 14 and 15 is when these guys who Jackie Bradley was standing.
Bogaerts.
That's when this next group started to take over.
Bradley.
And guess what? Those teams weren't very good, but I think they knew, because that's when they went out and said, all right, we're going to overpay for David Price. We're going to trade for Chris Sale. We're going to bring in Nathan Eovaldi. Like that entire pitching staff, with the exception of Erod and Stephen Wright at times, came from outside. So if you want to phrase it as, this is the group, this is our franchise cornerstones are made up of Roman Anthony and Christian Campbell, Carlos Narvaez, and Marcelo Meyer. And I'd put Cedon Rafaela in there because I like Cedon Rafaela.
You might have to.
But you got a young group that, in theory, should grow. I just don't think they're going to do it on the timeline that people expected them to. But I don't think that's crazy to say, no. This is the group, and yes, we have to start including the catcher going forward.
All right, just wanted to. I'm prepping it. It's hard to compare this to the Hall of Famers.
To Derek Jeter.
Okay.
To Mookie Betts. It might be a bit of a stretch. But they didn't know. I mean, I think people knew Mookie would be good. I don't know if they expected it.
Just prepping the meal.
The great players in baseball.
I haven't served it yet. JP's in North Providence. Hey, JP.
Joe Murray, carving with Garvin. Maybe it could be a podcast. You guys just travel North Shore, sampling beef at different restaurants. Who knows?
Carving with Garvin.
We're just going to go to the Beef Barn in North Smithfield for every single episode.
Yeah.
So listen, Joe, I got to represent. You brought up a topic earlier, and I waited all night. I said, I got to get in. Earth, Wind, and Fire, greatest American band. I got to represent. Longevity of music. Everybody knows the songs. Everybody loves it. It's in commercials. It's in Disney's movie, Emperor's Groove, Night at the Museum, Doctor Strange. So that's where I'm going, Joe. Earth, Wind, and Fire, second with Chicago.
They also have their own day, 21st of September.
There you go, Joe. Joe, heading over to Encore after dinner at Rossetti's tomorrow. I need something to drop a little money on. Give me something. Am I going Indiana points? Am I taking, what am I doing tomorrow? Red Sox? Give me something.
I still like the Pacers to win the series. They're underdogs at the moment. Tomorrow, you're going to Encore tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, dinner, then over there, a little dancing, a little gambling.
Across the street, there's a Mike's Roast Beef if you'd like a beef, late night beef.
I'll keep it in mind. Yeah, you got an Aeronaut Brewery over there, too, the cannery.
There's a lot over there. Ooh, a bet for this weekend, huh? I'm almost curious if this guy, JJ Spahn, you know who I might... What about Victor Hovland to win the U.S. Open?
Oh, let's call up Skaz. He's got the inside. He's there tonight. Get him on the line. Come on. If it was Silver'd be calling in if you put the word out. All right, I'll take it.
Well, wait, what's tomorrow night's Saturday, right? So you're going to be there late night. So you need you need a Sunday bet.
Need a Sunday bet.
All right. Well, the NBA. Is the NBA playing Sunday? Nope. Well, I don't know, man. I Joe me the money this weekend. I don't know. Victor Hovland's not looking bad. Maybe you can bet him to go top 5.
Perfect. I love a hedge bet. There you go.
All right, JP.
Thanks, Joe.
Appreciate you, buddy. Good talking.
Have a good
Hub Headline, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Red Sox 2-1 winners tonight on the bat of Carlos Narvaez. A walk-off. It was a hit. Garrett Crochet was a hit tonight, too. 8 1/3. He gave up a home run, though, in the 9th to Aaron Judge. 7 strikeouts, 107 pitches. They've won 5 of their last 6. They'll meet again tomorrow. And at the NBA Final, it is the Pacers with an 87-80 lead heading into the 4th quarter. I have not seen what SGA is doing, but guess what? He's shooting 9 of 18. Wah. Headlines are brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. We all love the word free. So does Awaken 180. Medication free, side effect free, free support for life. Awaken180weightloss.com. I'm Joe Murray.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
final segment here, 98. You've been waiting all night to play some of this, huh?
Great American band.
From Amsterdam. You notice that's why I left them out. Are you a Sammy or a Dave? See, I'm a Dave. And it's no offense to Sammy.
Dave's got such a unique voice where it's like you hear him in 0.4 seconds, you know who it is. I like some of those Van Hagar songs.
Me too. I'm just saying that Dave was a real frontman.
The first time I heard Van Halen was in the credits of the Power Rangers movie. What? They ended with Dreams. Let it dry your eyes. That's a Van Hagar song.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah.
I was probably like 7 or 8 when that movie came out.
The song right now is a bang. I mean, that's a.
I like Right Now.
That's a. What do you call that?
I'll wait till your love come down. One of the first album I ever bought my own money was Van Halen's Best of Both Worlds.
I liked Van Halen growing up. I used to listen to Eddie Van Halen's solos, and then when I tried to play music, I realized I couldn't play Eddie Van Halen.
He's a different. My guitar. We should bring my guitar instructor in sometime. He worships at the idol of Eddie Van Halen. Had
made it sound different though.
Very tough day when Eddie passed
I
away.
respect guys like Korn. Say what you want about. I respect the way that they changed how that guitar sounded. Tom Morello's another guy that, the way that they use the instrument and make it different.
Tom Morello said one of the simplest but obvious and not really spoken things in music where a guitar is just a piece of wood with some strings and electricity going through it. Then at that point, you can do whatever you want with it.
That's why I like the ukulele. I like other things like that.
I say ukulele.
But yeah, Hawaiian. It's actually Hawaiian.
Well, I'm not Hawaiian.
And I saw a guy play Fleetwood Mac because I went to Mick Fleetwood's restaurant, and it was outstanding. And they played every sunset. They play an ukulele.
Was it a good restaurant?
It's burned down now.
Well, sometimes these guys that have extra money, again, to plug my guitar instructor, Ethan Brosh, by the way, he's very talented.
Ethan Brosh,
everybody told me he went to Nico McBrain, who's the drummer for Iron Maiden, went to his barbecue place in Florida. Will not go back.
Oh, really? No. There are some guys, and I'm not going to say the names, that they don't have good food. Mick Fleetwood's was awesome. And, dude, it was in Maui, and it's all gone.
So if they ever bring it back.
It's all gone. And, dude, there was a museum in the basement with, Jimi Hendrix's car.
Well, I think that's where a lot of that stuff is born from.
And
Iron Maiden's we have all this, we have 19 Eddie props that we can't, rent out storage for. Let's, open a barbecue place.
Yeah. Red Sox won. I just wanted to mention quickly the NBA final score before we get out of here. It is currently 89-86, 9 minutes to go. Let's see. But so far, SGA 0 for 3 in the fourth quarter. He does have 20 points, but he has it's really Jalen Williams that's leading the way for them. But Pascal Siakam once again, and Halliburton not having a great night. 10 points. He does have 7 assists.
Oh, but if he hits a
5 turnovers.
If he hits a game winner in this, people will wet themselves.
No, you're right. And listen,
which feels very cheap.
The story of the series is the Pacers bench. They've been outscoring Oklahoma City. Now tonight, Alex Caruso's got 19 points, and that's what's keeping him in the game. Besides that, though, whether it's TJ McConnell, Obi Toppin, Benedict Mathurin, they've been dominating the series.
I don't know how you can have Lou Dort go. And I know Lou Dort, baby, and put him in the Dortcher chamber. He's a great defender. He's got to score more. He absolutely has to score more because I think it's unfair. Cason Wallace has started and played 30 minutes in this series. I think you're just asking way too much of that kid.
Difference between Dort and Caruso. Caruso can create his own shot. Dort's a shooter. Yeah. And
he's a 3-and-D guy.
Yep.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you go out there in 24 minutes and you've taken 2 shots against a team that loves to play up tempo, it's got to be one or the other. You can't give up points and then also not shoot the basketball.
But they are double teaming SGA. There's no doubt they have a game plan for him. And right now it's Chet that's getting in on the act right now. And hey, listen, they're a good team. They got 2 great players. All right, before we get out of here, I do want to thank all our friends at Valvoline and Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit New England Oil Change.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today.